going to tab over to this screen, and I'm going to catch you guys up with where we were. Because it's been a minute, but also because we need to backtrack a little bit. Unfortunately, what the main thing that happened at the end of the year last year in 2020, as well as the last session, was a dragon swooped out and was ostensibly going to attack the Moot. That happened during or near the end of the Great Hunt, but we'll get to all of that. Ultimately, what you need to know is the races of the North have come together to meet and discuss some troubling things, as well as to celebrate a dwarven victory. Some few years ago, admittedly, but dwarves, not one to do anything by halves, tends to want to make sure they have all of their ducks in a row before, reaching out to non-dwarves, which is precisely what they're doing. They have held a moot out in the frozen north, not quite Icewind Dale, but still where it is very cold in what should have been early spring, but spring has not come. Add that to the troubling pyre that our heroes find themselves in. That said, they're not a party as of yet. Each one represents a facet of a culture in the north. We have Keelio Wolfwalker, the halfling ranger, who is a representative of Goliath culture, specifically Clan Roche, hunters and trackers and preservers of the wilds. We've got Runyak Eragson of the tribe of the Elk, representing, and even more so, representing fictionally the humans of the Reghead Glacier. He is the oldest and most decorated of the human representatives at this moot. We've got Breaking Dawn, acting chief of the Hallowstone tribe, who many Hallowstones were set upon by frost giants, and Breaking Dawn has come to plead his case to the other Tours, to the non-Tours, and hopefully lead an expedition to save his chieftain and mentor. We've got Firga Dwimmerwood of Gauntlgrim, a soldier of Gauntlgrim, who is not soldier caste, if that is a word that you know, who is trying to earn her stripes here at the Moot and make something of herself. And we've got Lash of the House Darkdriver of the High House of Dimwatcher, an orc clan amongst many other orc clans tasked with keeping the Underdark down where it belongs and not encroaching up on the surface dwellers. And last but certainly not least, we have the firstborn stone dwarf Dwok Kumi, who is unfortunately not with us tonight, first of all, and second of all, has a lot to discuss because they have more information than anyone else, and they have arrived at the Moot to gather forces for the problems to come. These heroes will eventually come together, but right now they're enjoying the Moot on their own time. They've had some trials and tribulations in the first two episodes, and we're going to pick it up with Lash, if you're ready, Sibs.
Absolutely.
Cool, because it's been a second. Also, Birchmila is back. Welcome back, Birchmila. Delta, I appreciate where you are, but I need you back in the first position, because my overlay is now borked. So, let me just do this really quick. Bop. There we go. And now the overlay should be fixed. So, we're going to get back into it, and we're going to get back into it in the orc camp. Sibs, why don't you take a second while I find some music that I have set up for this, and describe for us what the orc section of the Moot grounds sounds like, or not sounds like, looks like. Like, what is the... How do I put this? What is the way in which the orcs have organized themselves? What does it look like? What does it sound like? You know, who is where? Is there anything particular about the way that it looks?
The best way I can honestly describe to you that the orc camp looks like is it's almost organized, but not quite. Like, there are banners hanging around certain areas that would tell you where one tribe is kind of set up, but other than that, to an outsider, it looks like it's just pretty much a bunch of different kind of triangular tents. It's very loud because, of course, it's loud. Lots of people are talking, shouting, probably a lot of drinking. Banners are probably hung outside of the chieftains of the high houses' tents, marking where the chieftains are, etc. Lower house banners are probably marked the same way, but they're less extravagant, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it fair to say that Lash is on guard duty?
I'm sorry, you cut out there. What?
Is it fair to say that Lash is on guard duty, watching the borders of the orc camp for insurrection? Hello? Am I still here, guys?
Yeah.
Internet worked for a second.
Is it fair to say that Lash is on guard duty?
Oh, 100% she is.
Cool. So, you're on guard duty, which allows me to show you one of the tokens that I had commissioned for Vom over the holidays. This is a dwarf that you've seen before. This is the female dwarf that came and spoke to the orcs and was like, "You can't show up yet," if you remember her. Driga.
Yeah, I do.
You see a dwarf that looks exactly like Driga. Same armor, same beard, same hair, same eyes. Like, not in the orc camp, but relatively close, all things considered. And... hang on. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I want. And doing that, like, high schooler on a first date posture. So, like, he'll, or they, you think it's Driga. So, she, is, like, wringing their hands and, like, starting to walk towards the orc camp and then turning around, never really crossing the last tent up to the path to the orc camp, like, muttering to themselves. You can't really tell what they're saying, but it's a big difference from how they were acting before, where they were basically shouting down your chief. What does Lash do seeing this?
Looks over, kind of squints. Is Lash alone on guard duty, or is there another orc with her?
You're probably not alone. There's probably two orcs at every gate, and you're at one of the gates. You are by no means the only orc on guard duty. But there's probably, there's probably someone within earshot.
She kind of squints, looks over to the other orc. Keep an eye on things. I'm gonna go check something out.
The orc, thumps their chest. It will be done!
And she's gonna start walking over.
Yeah, you start walking over, and the dwarf, who you think is Driga, notices you coming over, and, oh shit, and, ducks, around the corner of a tent, and then as you get close, you hear them, muttering to themselves in a masculine voice, Ninkot, Ninirkonit! And, just muttering to themselves, just, angry at themselves, and you come around the corner, and, I'm assuming you come around the corner, and it's very obvious that you're looking for this dwarf. You're looking at this dwarf, okay, what are you doing? I see you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She took her hand off her whip, which was on, so now her hands are empty, and she's just shrugs with a look of, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, right, exactly. And the dwarf, cowers for a second, and then just, clears her throat, more muttering to themselves, again, masculine voice, and then, stands at attention and bows at the waist in that, stiff dwarvish way, and doesn't say a word, just, bowed over, showing fealty, not saying anything to you.
Can I help you with something?
You speak common? Oh, well, that certainly makes things a bit easier. Hey,
She rolls her eyes, like very noticeably rolls her eyes.
It wasn't like you're stupid. It was like, oh, I've been practicing my Orcish and now I don't have to. Like, that's what that was.
Ah, gotcha. Never mind. Then it's just kind of like she kind of makes that kind of gesture of and.
Yeah, so you're pretty sure this is a different dwarf at this point, even though it has the same face as the other dwarf that you dealt with. And he says,
I'm looking for someone, of your kin. I don't know. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what clan they're with. Maybe you can help me. Looking for a captain, I think. Hey, Captain, Whip, or something.
what?
Lash.
Hey, that's it, Captain Lash. Hey, do you know what clan they're with by any chance?
Of course I do. I am she.
You're... Oh.
He's still leaning over, facing the ground, by the way. He hasn't raised up yet. He says,
Stand straight, man.
he immediately snaps to attention.
I saw you were, standing watch over at the gate there. Do you have a moment? Quiet Eve? I was hoping I could, when it's convenient, that is to say, I wanted to, damn it, Oreg. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Lash is gonna take a look over to the place she was standing guard.
Aye.
About how long would Lash have been on guard? Like, would they have had shifts set up?
That's up to you, friend.
I imagine that Lash has been standing guard since they've been setting up, so I think her shift would be, like, close to ending. So I think she looks to him, looks at where she was standing, looks back to him, looks at where she was standing. Give me 5 minutes to go grab my replacement.
Right now. All right. I'll be here. Just right here in the snow. All right. Off you go.
You can follow me.
As you please.
Yeah, he like falls into step behind you, looking a little bit like a scared child. Like, and again, to be clear, very clearly an adult, very clearly a soldier. He's behaving weirdly.
Got it. Yeah, no, Lash is gonna go just take a look for whoever's supposed to replace her next, and when she finds them, it's just, I need to handle something. Can you take care of this?
Yeah, you just like grab an orc, you're like, watch the gate, and yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
yeah, and you like sidebar with this dwarf, and he says,
right, Captain, is that what you call yourself, Captain? Just idle curiosity. I'm, well, Oreg. Oreg of the clan Nivolgira of Everpeak in common. I don't suppose you've heard that name, got no reason to, but, I thank you proper for taking the time to talk to me.
What do you need?
Well, about that, see, I heard that you were, involved in, a bit of an incident with, well, my sister, Driga Nero,
I've already forgotten the name.
Driga Nivolgira.
She approached us.
Aye, at the behest of, the Kandatragar. But the point is, I heard, that it didn't go well. It didn't go, well, listen, Driga she's my sister. See, my, I don't know, I don't know the word, so to say. We're the same kin, got the same, well, everything. We share. Hang on, I need to get the door before. We share a manmar, see, and
Raises an eyebrow at the word, like what?
The woman who raised us got the same one, same face, same blood. He's like gesturing at himself as he talks. Same blood in our veins, same clan.
I noticed. I thought you were her at first.
I points at you. I get that a lot. I do. Listen, Driga, she's loud. I know. She's her fire burns a great deal hotter than mine. I'm aware. She tends to get her beard in it a bit too often, if you know what I mean. But she's all I got, Captain. And I heard that with the scoon there, he like gestured toward the camp. Driga, well, got her fire up a bit, and things didn't go so well. And she was returned, full of vinegar, I'll tell you that. But otherwise unharmed, and I managed to get from her that Captain Lash is part of the reason. Aye, and so I wanted to, well, I don't know if it means anything to ye, but I wanted you to have something, if it's not, against the social graces, to give a scoon something in recompense, so to say. I don't want to insult you, but I have something here that it'd mean a great deal if you take it.
It isn't viewed as an insult. I don't think we discussed that.
That's completely up to you.
I don't think it is. I think it's, if anything, a pretty common thing to like either do favors or like serve or give recompense if someone helps you, especially in Dark Driver.
Okay.
She kind of straightens her back a bit, and that is.
So yeah, he reaches into like his belt pouch and he pulls out what looks like an oblong coin. It's made. 1 second. Sorry, had to do the thing. Pulls out like an oblong coin about the width of his palm. It's the border is embellished similar to a Celtic knot, and it's stamped or etched. It's hard to tell which. With a symbol. It's not a symbol you've seen before. If it's a coin, you don't have any idea how much it's worth. It's made out of like a bluish, like silver metal. You're not sure. It completely foreign to you in every way. And he like holds it out in the palm of his hand, like earnestly, like, here.
Lash takes it, kind of like looks it over.
It's very light. Like, you pick it up and you almost drop it because there's no resistance.
Kind of a little like this. And what's this? I've never seen something like this before.
I figured not, but I had hoped. It takes a bit of an explanation, see. That there is what we call a mithril token. It's made of mithril, as you might guess. It's unbreakable. That's rather the point. Short of, an industrial forge or the heart of a dragon. Nothing's ever gonna damage that token, and it's stamped with the symbol of my clan. In this case, like your banners there, much the same. And well, the heads of the clans, they get a certain number of these commissioned, and they hold on to them. Well, depending on the specific bylaws of the clan or the reputation of the I guess you could say chieftain, give them out more or less frequently. But the point is that the greater the token, the greater the value of the debt owed, right? So if you do something for Clan Everpeak, for example, and they can't pay you right then, or there's no way they could pay you, you know, something that doesn't have a value, you give them one of these, and what it says, granted, might not be of much use to you outside of Gauntlgrim, but if you ever find yourself in Gauntlgrim, or have the means to make a journey, what it means is that Clan Everpeak is in your debt. Whatever you need, within the, you know, reasonable cost of the favour that you've done for the clan, and that's a matter of debate among the rune strikers and the greybeards and the record keepers, but you don't need to worry about any of that, lass, because the mithril token, that there, it's for the greatest debts, the greatest actions to clan and kin. There's nothing that Clan Everpeak can refuse if you ask of it, because well, you gave me my sister back.
Please tell me Sibs did not crash.
That would have been terrible timing if she did.
Oh, it would have been amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I hit the wrong button. I think Lash the entire time was just nodding along secretly in the back of her head. God, he stutters so much. But I think like once he finishes, she nods. And I don't really know if Lash would say thank you, because I don't know if that's like what orcs do. So I think instead she just like puts a hand to her chest and nods to him.
Right. He says, like I said, it might be a bit of work. Most of Clan Everpeak is in Gauntlgrim. It's not like it's hidden. You can find your way there. I can tell you where to go there. Or you can ask something of me. I don't mind. But I don't really have anything for the price tag here at the Moot, so to say. And well, I know how the Skun can be at times. Certainly, you have your reasons. I'm not judging, but it could have gone a lot worse for my sister. And well, if you or your kin or your clan ever needs anything, and it's worth a trip to Gauntlgrim, just head to the city, or you tell them you're looking for Clan Everpeak. Aye, the guards at the gate will let you in, no questions asked, and whatever you ask of the clan, they're obliged to do it for you.
Understood.
I hope you understand.
I imagine Lash pretty much understands what he's been talking about, despite all the disciplined damned stuttering.
Yeah, probably. It's a little bit... You probably don't know the nuance of it, because this is obviously, like, steeped in culture, because it's, like, a big deal for him, and for you it's just like, okay. So you probably don't understand the nuance of it, but you can tell that this is a big deal to him. and you understand, like, how to use it.
Got it. So yeah, I think Lash like looks the coin over, puts it somewhere like safe on her person, nods to him.
Yeah, so go ahead and add a mithril token of Clan Everpeak to your inventory. It doesn't have a weight. It's mithril. It's not going to have a weight. And then, yeah, you can... so you could say or do whatever you want, or I guess just, like, looking at you expectantly.
I think she does that motion again of, like, putting a fist to her chest and just nods.
Oh,
Thank you.
I apologize. Is that, does that mean something? That gesture you're doing? I don't understand.
It's a combination of a thanks and a promise of your word. I'll keep in mind that my clan has your word.
Hey!
Lash didn't Sibs is stuttering.
Yeah, right? And so he nods and he says,
Right. Well, that's all that I wanted. Clan Everpeak, don't forget.
and yeah, he just, like, awkwardly turns to leave.
Want some advice?
Sure.
Find something to stoke that fire and let it burn with all of your power.
I mean, I do. Driga.
Oh.
Lash nods. Then let it rage a little more.
I will. I will. Thank you. How do you, what's the right way to say, fair travels to one of your lot?
Out of character. Fuck.
Sorry.
You're good. No, I honestly should have thought about this a lot more. I knew this was gonna be a Lash and an Orc episode. I just didn't think about it. I think Lash is like... Fuck.
Like, stand tall would be a really good one, because you're all about not being
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah, then I think she says, stand tall.
Or he
We are-
looks down for a second, and you hear him, like, chuckle into his beard.
Or stand unbroken, whichever you'd prefer.
Right, stand tall, Captain.
And he, like, bows again, and, yeah, turns to leave.
Up the chest, and she kind of smiles a little bit, like it isn't a full smile, but it's like a slight twitch of the mouth.
Yeah, and off Ore goes. He's stepping more firmly away from you than he was towards you. I'll say that.
Nice.
And also, as a secondary point, if Firka finds out you have that, she's gonna be mad.
Why?
Because that's a big deal. So,
Got it.
I'm sure it's definitely not going to be coming up again.
it is certainly not going to be coming up again. Anyway, so you head back to the gate to, like, resume your guard duty. You like wave the other orc away, and we see Lash, like, stand there smiling, faintly to herself after that. And then we see, like, time pass, an indeterminate amount of time passes, and then we get the, like, hyper zoom on Lash, and a mug of ale comes around her shoulders and, like, hovers in front of her nose, and we hear, "How's my favorite captain?"
Kind of like startled, hears the voice. The smile grows a little more. How's my favorite bard?
Yeah, your buddy Malg, like, steps around you holding 2 mugs of ale, and, like, taking a pull from one while holding the other one out to you. Doesn't say anything.
She'll take it and, like, just kind of sip on it. She still has guard duty to take care of, so she isn't gonna down the entire thing.
Right, exactly. So, I've been making the round. He's speaking in Orcish. You're both speaking in Orcish. I've been making the rounds. There's a market here. The Minotaurs have the far bank. I'm pretty sure they're on our side. The dwarves are all over the place. the Goliaths are spoiling for a fight. Oh, and the Deep Shade raided the humans.
They fucking what?
Yeah, they got one of the little ones tied up in a tent over that way. You might want to do something about that, Captain.
Yeah, no, before he probably made the gesture and Lash is just dashing off in that direction, whip coming off the belt.
Yeah, so I think Mug is like running with you, well, without spilling a single drop of ale. Caught your mug that you probably threw into the air.
Yeah.
You run up and Mug like directs you to a tent, and you like throw open the flap of the tent, and there's these like 3 like orcish, like rogue-looking dudes in like cowls and masks with leather armor, and in the middle of them there is I don't have art for him yet, unfortunately. I'm getting it, but it's the little Aragonasi boy from the first cutscene. He's like tied up, his bow and quiver and sword, or axe rather, pardon me, are off to one side. His falcon is nowhere to be found, and he's like tied to the center post of the tent. That's what I was thinking. My brain died there for a second. And he's got like a bunch of little like cuts and bruises on him. And the dark, not dark driver, sorry, the Deep Shade are just like menacing him with these weapons. He's like gagged, he can't even talk.
Lash cracks her whip.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
These motherfuckers stole my boy.
Okay, so you like crack your whip. The Deep Shade look over, and I think like none of them pull their cowls down, so you're not sure which one is talking. They're all talking in Orcish, and one of them says, "Whoa, you want your prize back? We didn't get this one from the tunnels. Fuck off."
Untie him now.
Your what? Last I checked, Dark Driver doesn't tell Deep Shade what to do.
We did not come here to fight with humans or with his people.
His people have been killing mine for centuries.
This is the best way to go about that?
Fine. We either bleed him, or we march on their camp. What would you prefer, Captain?
You see Maug creeping around them in the tent, by the way. The boy is like crying.
Yeah. Lash is like, okay, I don't think it would be uncommon for orcs to like challenge each other.
Oh, absolutely not.
I think she like holds her whip, points it at all 3 of them. You, points it at herself, versus me.
Okay, we're doing this. Do I have an orc rogue token pre-made, or do I have to fudge this? Give me something, please. Holy shit, I cannot believe we're doing this. I cannot believe we're doing this. This is great. This is so good.
Lash is going to specify. I win, you let him go, and you leave the humans alone. I lose, I can't stop you.
Cool. Shit. There does not appear... Oh, that's Icewind Dale. Where's the other one? Where's my other creatures? Thank you for organizing the Icewind Dale monsters, guys. I appreciate that. Where the fuck are the Storm King's Thunder creatures?
They're there.
Found them. Okay, cool. I need an orc. I need an orc. I do have bandits. I might use bandits. That would work. Remind me that I have bandits if I can't find something better for this token. Tribal Warrior? What is this? Tribal Warrior might be good. And they have spears. Oh, but they do have pack tactics. That's pretty great. Yeah, let's do Tribal Warriors. Okay. So we'll represent these guys with tribal warriors. Go ahead and put your token on the board, Lash. And let me get oh, assassin is also good. You ain't gonna beat an assassin though. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. And then do I have? I'll use druid. Yeah, druid will work for the boy. So he's like tied to the center of this tent, and they're like menacing him, like so. And you're like at the front of the tent there, and yeah, what we're about to do, friend, is we are about to roll for initiative. As soon as I get some music for this, cause holy shit, this is great. This is great. Oh, actually, this is perfect. I think I have like good battle music for Lash. Let me find it. I think I called it I Am Lash, actually. 1 second. I have a lot here. Sorry, guys.
I'm excited for this, but also at the same time, Lash is putting so much on the fucking line here.
Yes, you are.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, this'll work. High House Deep Shade. That'll work. Okay. So, I'm gonna need you to roll initiative, please. Click on your token. Click on initiative. We'll go from there. Also, good luck. I'm not gonna make this easy for you.
I figured you wouldn't. And I figured Lash knew this wouldn't be easy either.
Okay, so you're going first, Lash. So you're like, you three versus me right now. What do? They all like immediately like square up, pull out their weapons.
Checking spells real fast. 1 second.
Yep.
All right.
Square up, mofos.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith. What odds? Most of Lash is a paladin, except there is no god involved in this. It's Lash's own will. So it's basically Lash like brings her arm up, basically takes her shield off her back, and just swipes across herself, and it creates like a red shimmering light.
Oh, so you're just like surrounded in this like bane aura. All right, I'm into it.
Yeah. All right. And I'm checking the reach on my whip. Give me 1 second.
It's not gonna hit the nearest dude yet.
I'm still checking my reach just so I can be safe.
Yep. I believe it's 10 feet.
Yeah, it is.
Which you might actually... Hang on, let me check. You're just shy, because you're still in the doorway of the tent. But if you just, like, edge forward, you could absolutely blast the nearest dude.
Yeah, she takes, like, a step forward.
Go ahead and make your attack.
And whip it.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Remember, he needs to make a... Wait, do I have to specify trip attack, or is it just how it is?
You just have to specify not trip attack. So he needs to make a strength save. Alright.
Yeah.
Strength save.
Not gonna be much help here.
Got a 15.
No, he's fine then, but he still takes 6 damage.
He still takes 6 damage. Alright, you want to smite him?
Yet.
Sorry?
Yet.
Okay. On their turn, they're gonna rush at you and encircle you so that they get their pack tactics. And you're gonna have to tank 3 spear attacks from these guys with advantage because they have things. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. Ignore all 3 of those because I rolled that one-handed. I need to roll those two-handed. Ignore all 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. There we go. First attack, 22 to hit.
That's it.
6 points of piercing damage. Second attack, 15 to hit.
No.
Third attack, 19 to hit.
Does not hit.
Really, the 19 does not hit.
Nope.
Okay, so then grand total, you take 6 points of piercing damage in that. It is now your turn again.
Yep. So I'm guessing that if I use an attack with the whip, it's going to be at disadvantage.
No. Why would it be?
Wasn't sure.
Who are you hitting?
Oh my god. Same guys last time.
That hits. Roll damage. Are you opting to kill them?
No, she is not. She's more or less just trying to get them to back the fuck off.
Okay.
Take
So
them down if she, only like knock them unconscious if he has to.
Yeah, he goes down to 1 HP and like crouches on the ground, panting. Okay. So you
Do
need
you want
to
to call that good?
Sorry?
She asked. Do you want to call that good?
Hell no, they're orcs. They're not gonna stand down.
She's
Two
taunting
more
them.
two
She
more
knows
spear
damn well.
attacks.
Yep.
With advantage, 22 to hit. 22 to hit.
It hits.
Okay, so they both rolled a 22. So total damage is 11.
All right.
It is your turn again.
Yep. Give me 1 second to check something.
You might want to consider smiting these fools.
I would, but I also am kind of in a real shitty situation. Because I'm already knocked.
That's why you should smite them.
Yeah, but it's also an issue of if Lash takes more damage like that, she's down. So I'm debating how... Here's the thing, there are 2 of them.
Right. We're saying the same thing.
Alright.
Whip this fool and smite his ass and put him down, and then the other guy doesn't have advantage anymore.
Got it. Alright, so yeah. That chuckle fuck is going to have a very bad day.
Yes, he is. Do it. That hits.
Lash.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And smite.
Okay, and then smite. Yep.
I don't remember what the smite is. I forgot to set it up. Sorry.
I don't remember if it's 1d8 or 2d8 at this level.
Are you using like a spell smite or a divine smite?
Divine smite.
Divine
2d6.
smite.
2d6. Is it? I swear I thought Paladin dice was the
It's
d8.
2d8.
I was gonna say
It's a
2d8. I
D8.
was gonna say. Yeah, d6 is rogues, d8 is paladins, friend.
Yeah. I got that mixed up.
No worries. He's down. You just drop him immediately. What does your smite look like?
Basically, the red light that was the Shield of Faith turns to fire across the whip, and it's just crack.
Nice. So last guy, he's gonna make a spear attack. He does not have advantage anymore. Rolled an 8.
It's good.
Bounces off your shield. Fuck him up, Buttercup.
Next verse, same as the other ones. Whip.
Yup. You are Lash. That hits. Roll damage.
Oh my god. Lash!
If there wasn't a more appropriate time for her to be lashing out, I don't know where it would be.
I'm going to find this song called I Am Lash, so help me. Where is it? There it is! Found it! Yosh! Great. Perfect. This is Lash's theme. It's called Last Stand officially, but I have it marked as I Am Lash because it's Lash's theme. Are you smiting him?
Yeah, let's go with the overkill.
Do it! 2d8. Knock his ass down.
Good, do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
He's down. So these 3 Deep Shade, like 3 cracks of the whip, crack, 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 and these 3 Deep Shade dudes are just on the ground. 2 of them are smoking. You look up as the ropes around the kid go free, and Mog is just standing there spinning a knife between his fingers. And the kid, like, picks up his bow real quick. He doesn't draw it. Just, like, puts a quiver on his back real quick. Like, fits the axe onto his belt. I don't think he says anything. I think he just, like, runs past you.
Lash is gonna, like, step aside for him.
Yeah, I think he makes a point to, like, spit on the Deep Shade when he goes, and he bolt out of the camp. And we stay with him, like, battered and bloody, tears streaming down his face, as he's like running through the camp. And he sneaks out of the orc camp, and then when he's out of the orc camp, he's just sprinting across the Moot grounds. And
Oh no.
yeah, right. He's not having a good time. Runyak, about an hour before the Great Hunt is set to start, where would you be?
Considering Runyak's not a part of the Great Hunt, I don't think he'd be back at the human camp. I think, honestly, he'd be over with the prizes.
Okay. So I think we see like Orvar, like messed up running through the camp. We fade out on the wind as we want to do with that, and then we see Runyak. This is probably before the conversation with Keelio and I almost say no, not what? No, not Solvi. Keelio and I've forgotten her name, Inatha. Because they were over at this area too. This is probably before that, or after that. Maybe after that.
Probably after.
Okay, after. So you're over by the prizes, and we see a very out of breath little dude running up on you. Let me find, where is the? Yeah, I have a token for this. Let me get it real quick. Chat, bear with me for 1 second. I need to tab off the screen so that you don't see my files. I'm very sorry. I'll get it in just a sec. Shouldn't take much time at all. I need to go over to my Voices of the Mountain files, and I need to upload who you see running to you, because I have art for him, and it's amazing.
Yes.
Now, trying to do this while I'm live is the most ill-advised thing I've ever done, but we do it. You see this guy. Wolf Champion Siegwolf the Careful. Like out of breath, running up to you. And when he sees that like there's nobody around, he like calls out to you from across the like meeting area. He's like, Elder Runyak!
Hi, Siegwolf.
He's like distraught about something. And he runs up to you, and he says, Elder, it's Orvar.
What? What do you mean it's Orvar? What happened?
Apparently, the orcs got him, sir.
Just the deep inhale, very heavy exhale. Oh boy. Was it just him? Was it anybody else?
He's in hysterics, sir. I don't know. He's in the camp now. Helga and Eldred are with him.
Then we should be there with him too. Come on, boy.
Yes, Elder.
And just real talk, Siegwolf looks so cool. I love his token.
He looks great.
He does.
And then rushing back to the camp.
Yeah, you rush back to camp, and like in one of the tents, Orvar is like wrapped in a blanket. He's got like bandages and like salve on his face, like not talking to anybody, just like wrapped in a blanket with his feet in hot water, as the Tiger Princess and the Wolf Princess are like standing outside the tent with their like weapons out, just glaring at anybody who comes around.
Yeah, I think honestly he's not going to pay much attention to them and go inside the tent.
Yeah, you go inside the tent, and Orvar is like doing everything in his power to like sob quietly because it's not manly.
I think Runyak is going to come over and kneel either in front of him or next to him, wherever it's more convenient.
Right. where you're not blocking the fire, most importantly.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
and I think he's gonna put a hand on his leg and just, Orvar, are you all right, son?
I think he tries to nod and then just like chokes. He's clearly not all right. You can see on the hands that are holding the blanket around him, he's got like scuff marks on his wrists from the bindings.
Was it the orcs who did this to you, son?
He nods.
Did you see anybody else that they would have gotten?
He shakes his head. I think he manages, like, in a very small voice, he says they shot Freya.
These motherfuckers are really pushing my limits tonight. Right. Orvar, you get some rest, son. Your Aldo's going to take care of this.
Yeah, you turn to go, and he, like, grabs you, and he says, like, don't. For some reason, like, vehemently, it's like, don't. It's the loudest thing you got him to say since you came in.
Turns head back around. What do you mean, no?
I feel like Orvar is, like, the quietest of your little group by far. But I also think, because he has such good eyes, I think he draws in, like, charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I think he pulls out his, like, sketch pad, and which is basically, like, a piece of tree bark, right?
Yeah.
And he shows you, with, like, shaking hands, this, like, charcoal relief of an orc with, like, flaming eyes and, like, angel wings and a whip beating the shit out of these, like, demonic-looking orcs, and they're, like, on the ground.
I think he's gonna put a finger over the angelic-looking one. Did this one help you?
He nods.
Well, it might not all be that bad.
He's, like, emphatically gesturing at the whip.
A flaming whip.
He nods. And just very quietly says, friend.
Yes, Orvar. I think whoever that is, they are most certainly our friend.
And at that point, like, satisfied, he, like, lets you go. I'm gonna warn you now, you're gonna have to deal with Eldred before you leave the camp.
Oh, I know.
Also, I have a token for Eldred, so let me get that, because it's awesome. So as you're exiting the tent, I think you see Tiger Princess, because she's at the door protecting him, because of course she is, right? Like,
Yeah.
duh. Yeah, you see. This is such a good one. This one is probably my favorite token that I have so far. You see Eldred and Sigwulf, like, arguing back and forth at each other. And they seem to be mostly in agreement, just a matter of when. Like, they're both, like, literally saber-rattling at each other, and Eldred is like, "We're going now, Sigwulf!" And Sigwulf is like, "We're waiting for the Alder."
You don't need to wait any longer, Sigwulf.
Eldred is, like, putting her shield on her back, and she, like, thumps her spear in the snow. "Let's go!"
Eldred, I know how much you want retribution for this. I share that sympathy, but we can't do anything rash. You saw what happened when they first showed up. We can't have something like that happening again.
My mother would not allow this to stand, Elder.
And
Well,
that's
I
a
agree with you.
challenge. That's a challenge. Like, if you don't do this, I'm gonna like challenge you.
We are not doing anything big and blazing, but we will get retribution. I can assure you that.
Heads, Elder.
Eldred, ever since we got here, it seems you've wanted nothing but bloodshed.
Can you blame me?
No, I can't. But that doesn't mean it's the right answer all the time.
I'm happy to debate the finer points of diplomacy with you, Elder. But not when one of our own is bleeding.
And her eyes like flash like druidically.
Mm-hmm.
Elder,
No, there's-
I'm with you. But Eldred's right.
Then you two are with me. We're going over there.
Yeah, like Sigwolf like puts his helm on and like adjusts the strap on his shield, and again Eldred like thumps her spear in the snow, like, let's go.
Oh. I think just no words start marching over towards the orc camp.
Yeah, okay. So Lash, where do you go after dealing with the Deep Shade?
Well, first thing, the two she knocked unconscious, are they taken care of?
She knocked all three of them unconscious.
Then I think, like, are they going
Mog
to-
suggested tying them to the tent.
are they going to die if Lash doesn't do anything?
No.
Then yeah, no. Lash is just going to leave. She's going to find out who they were first, though. Like, whose tent was this?
This is just a random storage tent.
Fair enough. That
But
is going to be.
They are 100% from Deep Shade. Like, they've all got like Deep Shade banners on their cloaks.
Yeah. Then Lash is going to just storm out of the tent. Like, she's still smoking slightly. Like, her whip is still slightly smoking as she leaves.
Yeah. Okay. So you like leave the tent, and there's like commotion. Obviously, like some people have gathered to look, but then when like the security chief walks out, they're like, okay, that's been handled. But there's also like a commotion at like the gate.
What now? Starts walking over a little faster.
Yeah, you walk over and nothing has like tipped over yet, but there's like a couple of scouts like murmuring and gesturing behind them, and you look out over the moot and you see Runyak, Sigwolf, and Eldred like marching towards your camp in like full like war paint, so to say.
Discipline, damn it, Deep Shade! And she, like, says that, like, discipline, damn it, Deep Shade! And she's, like, going to, like, put her whip away, like, but she's going to keep her hand on it. Like, it's on her belt again, but her hand is on it, and she's going to march forward.
So you're probably, like, at the front of this crowd at the gate when Runyak and Sigwolf and Eldred walk up.
Right. Where are the rat bastards who dared lay a finger on one of my kin?
Laid out in a tent, I saw to that.
Well, that'll be easier for us then.
Give them to us. We demand blood for blood.
I took care of the blood.
I may
think
have done whatever it is you did, but blood for blood is what we are after.
Lash isn't gonna move.
We could go to the dwarves, Aldo.
And have that whole fiasco happen again, I don't...
I say we settle this now.
And Eldred is like 2 inches from transforming.
I think he just holds out an arm in her direction. Not yet.
What is this mewling? This is our camp! You come and make demands! We are unbroken!
You also seem to be a bunch of scoundrels.
Bunch of orcs start like pulling out weapons.
Is this the house chief of Dark Driver? Like
No,
the
it's
one
just
you
some
talked
random
about?
orc. I just only have so many orc voices.
Lash, Deep Shade are the ones who started it. House Dark Driver and the other houses have nothing to do with that.
Then you best step out of our way, then.
Lash
You
isn't
will
gonna
not
pull out a
step
weapon.
foot here!
She isn't gonna pull out her weapon, but she isn't gonna move.
You can't see him, but Sigwolf with a slightly worried tone just goes, Aldo? And he's from, like, he says it from the opposite side that he walked with you on. Like, he's over on Eldred's side.
Mm-hmm.
Lash, you can see he's, like, holding the girl back.
Is the crowd that's mostly gathered mostly Dark Driver, or
No,
is
God,
it
no,
just
it's
a
just
bunch of
mostly
people?
guards. There's, like, maybe 5-10 guards. There's more of you than there are of them, easily.
Lash still does not want to start shit. She's pissed at Deep Shade enough as is. She doesn't need to start shit with them.
So what are you
If
gonna
you
do?
won't let us set foot, then you'll bring us them.
What will you do?
I will do the same as they have done to my kin. Make them bleed.
I think the guards slowly start looking at you, Lash. Because you're the only one who knows what happened.
Yeah, I figured as much. I think Lash inhales. I took care of the bleeding part. They have been knocked unconscious.
And how do we know that?
Are they
You do
still
not
unconscious?
question what we say! We are unbroken!
Would Lash have blood on her whip?
No, because you smited it off.
Fair enough.
Would her whip still be smoking?
Not at this point, no. It was at first, but not anymore.
I'll break every one of you if that's what it takes.
One of the
Lash gives-
orcs like tries to muscle past you, Lash, towards Eldred.
She's going to turn around and hold her arm out. No!
Make a strength, make an athletic check.
Athletics, you said?
Yeah.
Lash!
Nicely done. So you like stop him and he like glares at you. He's like,
You side with them? Captain!
I'm not siding with them. We are unbroken. We know this!
again,
She
Sigwolf like slightly strained from behind you, Runyak. He just goes, Alder! You hear his like feet scrambling in the snow.
It's getting awfully hard to keep the war cat at bay. Bring us the scoundrels.
It's 100% guaranteed they're probably going to kill the Deep Shade if Lash lets them get them, right?
You can assume whatever you want. You don't know these people. It's a fair fear to have.
Yeah. And while Lash does not like Deep Shade, she does not want anyone to die here. I will find out whose idea it was. I will make them bleed in front of you again, and then you will leave.
You will bring whoever it was here, and we will make them bleed, and then we will leave.
You are the enemy. We will not bow to you.
I think Lash takes up, like, not a combat position, but, like, 1 foot's back. She's ready to, like,
where are you
take on
facing? Are you facing the orcs or are you facing the humans?
Cubans.
Okay, can you make a strength saving throw, please?
Alright. Lash!
Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. So you're, like, shoved aside as one of the, like, oak render guards, like, comes forward with this huge great axe. He's the one who said, like, we don't bow to you. And he just, like, "Roar!" And just, like, yeah, he's going to swing at Runyak. At the same time, Eldred turns into a saber cat and Sigvil falls on his butt.
Fuck. Does Lash have a chance to get her whip out?
Roll
Or
initiative,
no, is she
let's
just
find
knocked
out.
over?
This is not initiative saying, get ready to fight. This is initiative to say, who has time to do what.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So let's see. Where's the saber cat? It's in the Icewind Dale stuff, isn't it? Yep, it's in the Icewind Dale stuff.
Yep.
Yep. Saber cat. It's not called a saber cat. What's it called? It's called a crag cat.
It's
I'm pretty sure it's crag cat,
I think so.
which I don't see in my list.
It was either that or it could have been saber-toothed cat.
I'm pretty sure it's crag cat, but I don't see it on my list here. Did you get it, Squeaky? Or Squeaky. Cookie? Sorry.
I thought I got everything over.
Let's take a look-see.
Yep, let's do a search. Crag. Crag cat. Here it is. It's under Mist Creatures.
Ah.
Cool.
I'd really like my Roll20 to stop being so weird.
Boop. Same. Okay. So then, why is your Roll20 being weird?
Because I tabbed over to the options and now I can't get back to the chat log.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Okay, refresh fixed it.
Cool, good. Where do those tribal warriors go? I need those back.
Oh no.
No, don't worry. I'm just using it as an allegory for the orcs.
I gotcha.
Got an 18 on their initiative. Oof. That's not great.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh.
That's not.
Not at all.
We'll do... Yeah, Berserker for Sigwolf. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Boop. Okay, that's everybody in.
Oh God, Lash, why?
So what's great about this is it looks like the orcs and Little Miss
Princess.
Little Miss Tiger Princess, are going first at the same. Oh no, Sigwolf is going first. Okay, so in that case, then I think Sigwolf. He's gonna try to jump on. He's gonna try to jump on Eldred, which is not gonna go well, but he's going to do a try. Does a Cragcat count as a large creature? It does. So he has disadvantage on that. Oof.
This poor bastard.
Oofa
Yep.
doofa.
He rolled a 6, so that doesn't work. So before any of the grown-ups in the room can react, this Cragcat jumps on the orc line and immediately gets set up on by like 4 orc guards.
Oh shit.
So that's not great. Runyak, what do you want to do in this situation?
Oh. The immediate thoughts are, oh fuck me. I think he.
And to be clear, like, they're swinging axes at Tiger Princess.
Yeah. I think what Runyak is gonna do is get in close to Eldred and just try to defend her.
So, like, shield up. Are you gonna fight, or are you just gonna shield?
I'm just gonna shield.
She's currently like, do you know what the word scrum means?
I think so.
That big pile of rugby players.
Yeah.
The Cragcat is currently at the bottom of that, and there is a scrum between you and her.
Just absolute dog pile.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like you can hear her like roaring from underneath, but she's yeah. If you want to
Pretty
get to,
outnumbered?
if you want to get to Eldred, you need to thin out the orcs. That's how that's gonna have to work.
I think Runyak is just gonna start trying to pull orcs off of her.
Are you entering the melee? Because they're going to assume that means you're entering the melee.
Yes, I'm entering the melee.
Okay, so, alrighty then. So you grab the nearest orc, and to your chagrin, it's that dude who originally tried to jump on her. He didn't make it into the bottom of the scrum. You pull him back, and he just roars at you, swings a great axe at you. 20 to hit.
Hits.
12 points of slashing damage as he just hits you right in the chest with this thing. You have pried an orc off, and now you have a sparring partner. Have fun.
Oh boy.
So, Lash, what are you doing?
Fuck, I'm checking my inventory to see if I have something, and I don't have it. I thought I would, but I don't. Fuck.
What is it that you thought you had and you don't have?
I thought that Lash would, like, have a war horn or something.
Yeah, I
like,
think it's
'cause
completely...
she's a cat.
Like, do you have some extra sharding gold?
No, I don't. Remember, the dwarves who Lash stupidly let into our house took just about everything.
I don't believe I said it took your sharding gold.
No, you mentioned that the gold was taken or something. And if not, I don't know where it went because I only have a silver.
Okay. How much did you have? You had, like, a starting gold's worth, yeah?
Yeah, I had like a starting gold
I
worth, and I
think it
spent
is
some of it on
completely
material.
reasonable for a guard to have a warhorn. If you want to just say that you deducted gold and got a warhorn, that's completely fine with me.
Yeah, that I think Lash like shouts order, like discipline. Damn it, this isn't how we are. And then she just pulls out the war horn and blows it.
What is your intention? Is your intention to call down more orcs? Is your intention to make the orcs loyal to the sound of the horn obey? Is your intention to intimidate? What are you trying to do with this? Because it's not just blow horn.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to do?
Basically trying to get the mayhem to calm down, like get everyone's attention on her.
Get everyone's attention on her. That's going to be an intimidation check, and you're going to have disadvantage.
That's fair enough.
But you're a paladin. You've got charisma, so...
Still have disadvantage. Yep, still have disadvantage.
That is an oof.
Not good, I take it.
So, no, not good, unfortunately.
Not good at all.
What I will say, though, is that will call a lot of people, including the dwarves, and, like, orcs that know that horn, like, so, like, Dart Driver, like, they will call both of those groups to this, which might be a mixed blessing? They're not sure. Runyak,
Hello.
you stagger back with the axe in your chest. Sigwolf jumps in front of you with his shield out. He's going to attack this orc. Excuse me. And he's gonna hit him with his axe. And he like hits this orc in the shoulder, and the orc just like staggers back and like looks at the blood streaming down his arm and looks at Sigwolf. And Sigwolf, like, he's not looking at you, like he's standing over you. So that's his turn. Eldred is gonna try to get out of this scrum. She's got disadvantage on the save because she's covered in dudes. Roll to 16. That might be enough. Let's see. They have advantage. Got a 17. So no. So I think you hear the like desperate cat like roar, and then there's a thud, and the scrum like falls, like noticeably falls about a foot. And then there's just a lot of stabbing is happening. It is your turn.
Okay.
So you probably hear like an alarm sounding now. Like once Lash's warhorn like stopped ringing in your head, you hear like the dwarf like alarm is going off now.
Now, is this scene happening before or after I had my talk with Solvi?
After. This is
Okay.
happening right before the Great Hunt.
Okay. So, alarm bell is called. Siegwolf just hit this guy that I was gonna be sparring with, and Eldred is still at
Sigwolf
the
jumped
bottom
in
of it.
front of you fearlessly,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Well, just in case something happens, I'm gonna use my bonus action to do a second wind.
That's a good plan. Good roll.
Not terrible. And then I think he's gonna safely assume that Siegwolf could handle that first guy and is just gonna try to thin the scrum again.
Okay, make an athletic check with disadvantage.
Oh!
Ouch! That's a natural one. So I think you get kicked in the head. I think you like grab an orc and he just like elbow lashes behind him and just like hits you right in the bridge of your nose, and you like see stars. Can you roll on the injury table for me, please?
What is that roll?
That's a D100.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. So yeah, I think you're gonna be stunned for a couple of rounds.
Okay.
As you just got stars and everything is like white and blue for a minute, because you got kicked by a mule for the third time today. So
Yeah, that sounds about right for me.
all right. So Lash, you hear the dwarf alarm echoing your war horn. You see a whole bunch of Dart Driver like coming out of the various streets of the orc camp. not like hundreds of them, but enough to like break things up. If you want to like shout an order, they'll do it if they can hear you.
Yeah, no. Lash like hears the dwarf alarm, sees Dark Driver, sighs, discipline, damn it. How's Dark Driver? Break this up!
Yeah, so immediately, like, orcs are, like, running in and, like, grabbing the dudes off the scrum and, like, throwing them back. They're fighting, obviously, like, they're blood frenzy. Duh, right? So, like, they just, like, throw him on the back in the snow. They swing at Dark Driver. Dark Driver doesn't have weapons out, because duh. Just, like, we see Maug, you know, proving his worth. He, like, throws an orc onto his back, jumps on his chest, and starts punching him in the face to get him to, like, wake up. And yeah, we see the crag cat, Eldred. She's, like, bloody and having trouble standing. Also, one of the orcs, like, punches Sigvolf, and Sigvolf, like, goes to swing at him and stops when he sees that he's like got the orc with the great axe like up against the gatepost with a knife against his throat. Like,
You need to stop!
so yeah, you quickly bring it to hand, which at the top of the round is good because then a whole bunch of dwarves show up. Like a whole bunch of dwarves. Like,
Oh boy.
like 20, 30 dwarves show up. And they see, yeah, this orcish standoff. And who's in charge, do you think, Firga? Is Firga there? First question.
I hope so.
Okay.
Because holy shit, that's a lot happening.
Yeah, that's a lot happening. So if Firga is there, do you think Firga has seniority? Do you think Firga's the one that's gonna be like speaking? Like, I think if there is not a ranking soldier there, it would default to a champion or whomever is in the front. Do you want that to be
Probably.
Firga? Or do you okay? You want it to be Firga? Okay, so yeah, so Firga, you're like on the scene. You see, like a bunch of orcs holding a bunch of other orcs in various like submission poses. You see a bloody crag cat. You see a human. You see two humans with helms on. The shorter one has an axe with orc blood on it, like very obviously like the black viscous orc blood on it. And the other one, the one with the horns on his helm, or antlers on his helm, I should specify, is like just clearing his head. You see him like slapping his cheeks and like, you know, coming out of a daze. And yeah, so and Rumiak, your vision clears. You're surrounded by dwarves.
Right, what the bloody hell is going on here?
Oh, okay. Boy, did this get out of hand quick. So they kidnapped one of my kin.
Immediately, like 4 dwarves begin stepping forward.
And we came to get retribution.
Right, who's in charge here?
Looking at the orcs.
Lash was probably going to try and help Eldred, but then she's like, who's in charge here? Lash. That would be I.
We're going to need you to give the Humar back to his kin.
I already took care of that.
The dwarf looks at you, Firga, for orders.
Looks to Bruniac. Is that true?
Aye.
And what, pray tell, did you come all the way over here for?
They made our boy bleed. We were going to do the same for them.
I already took care of that.
You don't understand. Orvar is... And Sigvolf is looking at Runyak like, am I saying this? And if you don't stop him, he goes, Fragile. This is... It's one thing if you take me.
Then I think Firga says to Lash, it sounds like you're It sounds like your men took the softest target they could.
They aren't my men, they're Deep Shade's idiots.
Well, why don't you, go and get the perpetrators and give them to us, eh? We're a neutral party in this, we'll get to the bottom of things.
Again,
What are
looking
you
at you,
going to-
Firga, like, yeah?
Nods.
What are you
Moreover,
go-
inform the leader of... Like, looks at Lash like she's already forgotten.
High House Deep Shade.
Inform the leader of High House Deep Shade that these boys are cowards.
Lash kind of just looks a bit begrudging, but this is the neutral party and the hosts, technically. So she's kind of in that position of, do I really want to chance this? So I think she goes,
Maug is looking at you like, I can go get him.
she nods to Maug, get them.
Yeah, so you all see a dwarf, or an orc, like run off into the camp. And yeah, the dwarf that was speaking, like, looks back at you, Firga.
Okay. I think she turns to Brunyak again. As I see it, we ought to get to the bottom of this. I genuinely hope your boy is alright.
He's not, and neither is our tribe sister. And he gestures at the bleeding cat.
Yeah, about that.
Right,
I think
see to her. Like she gestures to one of the soldiers, like make sure she's okay.
Yeah, one of the dwarves like walks up, and the cat does that like wounded cat like snarl yowl, and then like bats at him. And then the cat looks at Runyak.
It's okay, Eldred. They're a friend. They help.
Can you make a perception check for me, Runyak?
Sure.
You hit the DC. I'm impressed.
We like goblin 20s around here.
Yes, we do. We do like Goblin 20s. Sigwulf is about 3 inches taller than he should be. You couldn't see it in the melee, but now that you're, like, looking around, like, Sigwulf is not that tall. Like, what? Wait a minute. Sigwulf is not that tall. Like, what?
Just a little bit of a double take. Huh?
There's the sound of, like, stretching muscle and a brief, like, flash of light, and then Eldred in her human form, like, completely unscathed, like, stands up and starts, like, fixing her hair.
Is anybody else injured?
Alright.
The Elder took an axe.
Looks at the elder like, you alright?
He's got a big wound in his chest.
So yeah, I think seeing that the kid's okay, she'd gesture for them to tend to Alder instead.
Yeah, okay. So you're gonna take... You're gonna take 16 points of healing, Runyak.
Ooh.
As one of the battle clerics just like lays a hand on you and you feel better. They're doing the same thing to the orcs.
This is the best I've felt all night.
Yeah, right. And then like I think Eldred is doing that thing where she's like, I'm not gonna piss off the dwarves. I don't have a horse in that race. But she keeps looking at you like, I'm not okay with this.
Now let me be clear. This is supposed to be a celebration, not a bloody war. You are our guests here, and as such, we will show each other respect. If there is any more fighting outside of the ring or another competition, you will have the full force of the dwarves to deal with. Am I
Adwaron.
understood? You're right. Adwaron.
I think Eldred like sidles up to Runyak in that like I don't trust this, I'm sticking close to you kind of way. But Sigwolf continues like facing the orc. About this point, the orc that ran off returns with 3 what I can only describe as Skyrim nightingales. Like bound with rope. He's just like leading them. They're like bound around, their hands are bound around their waists and just pulling them along. And immediately like the gathered orcs are just like chuckling and like jeering at them in Orcish.
Lash holds her hand out. Deep shade.
I think the nearest one just spits at you.
Lash kind of gives him a look of, I don't have to take this from you. I beat your ass.
What do you do if you don't take it from him?
I think she like cracks her whip, like she kind
That's not gonna do it. Like you're an orc and you're unbroken. He just spit on you. Punch him in the face.
Yeah, fucking smack him in the face, dude.
You're
yeah,
an
Lash
orc.
is just
Punch
gonna
him.
punch him.
Fucking beast.
Yeah, no, Lash is just gonna sock him.
Okay, his head cracks back, and immediately, like, I imagine Firga, you're like, hey, what did I just say? And
Yep.
yeah, like, the dwarves, like, close in around Lash.
I am unbroken, and he deserved it.
Firga, you need to get the situation under control.
All of you, back to the festivities. If you got a personal grudge, solve it in the arena or in the alehouse.
What about our man?
To clarify, is she talking about...
Orvar. She's talking about Orvar.
Sorry, out of character, like, asking for...
I mean, what... So, Gray seems to be unclear. Eldred is saying, like, what are you gonna do about Orvar? Like, Orvar's already gotten the shit into this stick. Like, to the dwarves.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because Eldred's mouthy. We've established this.
Right. Orvar. I think she would take that as an interpretation of he's injured, or like, I can't decide if she'd interpret that as asking for medical attention or asking for retribution.
Either way, is it fair to say that Firga takes a moment?
Yeah.
Because if so, then I think Driga comes out of the crowd and starts yelling at Eldred. Like,
Nice.
like, just this dwarf, like, comes out of the crowd and marches up to Eldred, and is like, if you spent half as much time John is taking care of him, I'm sure he'd be fine by now.
Ouch!
And Eldred looks at Runyak like, we're not at war with the dwarves. I'm gonna punt this bitch. Like, what are we doing?
Oh no.
I think he's just gonna kind of do that gesture where he's trying to put her, like, more behind her back.
If you bring him to the medical tent, I'm sure they can see him patched up right as rain.
We'll be sure to do that. Right, Eldred?
We have healers.
Alda, may I speak?
I see, Wolf.
Sigwolf looks at you, Firga, and he says,
It's not about his wounds. I don't think. He's not going to...
and he like stammers a bit.
Would Lash know a word for traumatized other than traumatized?
Broken, probably.
Cracked, maybe?
Cracked, yeah.
I think Lash, like, speaks up a bit. He's been cracked.
Aye. And he's our hunter. And, well, it might not mean much to you, little father, but apparently they killed his bird.
Looks at Lash. Is this...
Lash gives the most murderous look to Deep Shade. Like, you motherfuckers!
Oh boy.
And
Like-
Drika is still squaring off with Eldred, but she's keeping her mouth shut.
Like, do any of them make a sign that says they know what they're talking about, or is
Fuck
Lash
no,
going to
the
have to
Deep
do
Shade
something
are not going to incriminate themselves. They're Deep Shade.
Fair enough. Lash, however, 100% believe they would do this because it's fucking Deep Shade.
Right?
Goddamn deep shade.
We can heal him, but we need something. The real reason we came... He's looking at Lash now. The real reason we came here is because, well... I would be very surprised if he ever picked up a bow again. And that's just... It's not right.
Aye, it's not.
Lash nods. It isn't right. What Deep Shade did isn't right at all. And she's like giving them this look of like, if you are so fucking lucky, I am not going to smack the shit out of you right now.
Runyak, you see the orc with the great axe that originally instigated the fight. He's looking at Sigwolf, and you don't need to make an insight check. The look on his face is like, "Oh, you actually had merit. My bad."
Oh, you were actually having a noble cause. That's actually good. Damn, bro, I'm sorry.
It's not as far as damn bro, I'm sorry. It's just like, shit.
Oh shit, I fucked up.
No.
Oh no. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh no. Anyway, that's a good way to say it. Yes. So the
Like
the
less,
go ahead.
like less, I'm sorry, that sucks, and more, I'm sorry, I just got caught.
No. Not I'm sorry at all. Not I'm sorry at all. But it's like grudging respect is the way that I would say it. Like it's not I'm sorry I did something wrong. It's oh shit, I had an opinion that you were dirt and you're not dirt. Crap.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, can either of you, and Sigwolf looks at Firga and looks at Lash, like, do anything about that? Or are we freezing out here with bloodied axes for nothing?
I don't know about you, but I'd feel a great deal better with retribution.
It's not about you, Eldred. I think we're all in
I'm trying
agreement
to
this is
think
about Orvar.
I'm trying to think of what Lash would be able to do in this situation, because
Yeah.
Lash was going to try and heal him before he sprinted, but then he booked it.
Yeah, like I said, like the humans are saying, like they've got healers. It's not the healing that's the issue; it's the trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think that Dark Driver especially is good with the whole trauma thing.
I really wish I had my backup character right now.
Yeah, Firga, there's probably like a rune keeper here that can cast modify memory, but that's kind of extreme.
Well, there is a room keeper, but that might be a little extreme in my opinion.
Drika's looking at you like you just grew a second head.
She's just more muttering to herself than making an announcement.
I mean, Runyak can hear it still, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dwarves are leading the Deep Shade away, by the way.
Yeah.
Eldred kicks Snow at them because, of course, she does.
Yeah, that's fair.
The loss of a companion is always hard going.
Truth be told, little father, we don't, and he looks at Runyak, we don't actually know what happened. Orvar's barely said a word since he got back.
I was only informed secondhand that Deep Shade had decided to do something so vile.
Mog is trying to sneak away now.
Yeah,
Do any of
I
us
don't-
notice?
Lash absolutely notices, that's why I said it.
She gives him a look of, motherfucker, get back here.
Make an intimidation check. Okay. First of all, good roll. So, so you all see stepping out of the crowd of orcs this like conventionally attractive like orc. He's probably not a full orc, but he's not a half orc either. He's wearing like a snow hat, like Canadian style, and then like what would be like performing outfit. He's dressed a little bit like Aladdin, if that makes sense. So slightly poofy pants, got a fur-lined vest on. You see that he's got like a tambourine on his belt and a horn on the other side.
Right.
And he comes out and he's just like rubbing his hair like, yeah, I saw something. And he goes, in common, he goes, I might have seen most of it.
Then I don't suppose you could enlighten us.
Depends. What's the word of an orc to, well, you two?
And he's not looking at Eldred when he says it, he's looking at Runyak and Firka. And it's immediately obvious, like, oh, this guy is educated. Like, formally educated. Like, he went to human school.
Right. That depends entirely on the orc it's coming from.
Mo!
My word is a word. Now please say them.
Like, thumps his chest. He says,
Maug, of the House Dark Driver, of the High House of Dimwatcher. I'm a bit weird for this group. He like gestures at the orcs. A couple of them give him like nods, like, yeah, you're weird, Maug. He says, I do my part. I'm unbroken like the rest of them, but, well, I haven't always been here. Probably can't tell from the way that I talk and the way that I dress. I've been around, I travel. But my family's here, friends are here. It's home, you know? Anyway, I was getting some of that ale you mentioned there, Captain. Is it Captain? Champion. Getting some of that for my buddies, I guess. And bringing it back through the camp. I heard I didn't actually see them take the boy, but I saw what happened afterwards, at least when they got him here. Heard some commotion. He looks at Eldred when he says that, like, I'm not going into detail. And he says, poked my head into the tent, and I saw, and he looks at Runyak, and Runyak, the look that he gives you is like, I know what I'm about to say is a lie, and you know it too. He says, I saw the human boy tied to the center post of the tent, and those fuckers, and he gestures towards the retreating Deep Shade and Dwarf accompaniment, are poking at him with scimitars and bludgeoning him with blackjacks, all messed up. And I mean, look, jokes aside, I went and got the captain immediately. And she rolls up and, well, her name's Lash, so let that sink in. And then I untied him, didn't say a word, ran. Next thing I know, you three are here, and next thing, then all of this happens. And one of the other dwarves, like, looks at you, Firga, and he says,
Do we believe him, champion? I mean, not to dispute you, Mr. Maug. I mean, it's your word against everyone here.
Let's find out.
I'm fair.
May I make an insight check?
Anybody who wants to can make an insight check.
Would Lash realize that Maug was lying?
He wasn't lying about most of it. There was a small lie in there, just like a couple of words at the beginning. The insight check will determine whether or not you could pick it up.
All right. Lash.
Nope. Bruniac,
The
I don't
problem
need to
is
make a
this is
roll.
important to Lash.
you're just gonna trust him?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Firga, I mean, it's a bit forward to just be like, okay, random person, your word is law. But he seems to be not, like, he seems to be genuine and helpful. Is that going to be admissible in court? That's another matter entirely.
I think he's been forward with most of it, if not all of it, at least.
All right.
Is it true you saw a bird get killed in there?
That must have been before he came here. There's no bird corpse in the tent. You can check. I looked when I went and, well, I looked around while this whole thing was happening. They didn't have much. I didn't see a bird.
Are we taking the word of this orc?
Lash
Yeah.
scowls at her for that.
Yes, Eldred, we are taking that word. He is the most trustworthy one of them here so far.
I might be a bit more verbose than my kin, but I wouldn't say that makes me more trustworthy. But I'll take the compliment all the same.
It won't bring right. It won't bring justice for the kid or his bird, but I propose we track it down and we give it a proper send off. That maybe that will help bring him some closure.
You said you looked around for the bird. Was it just the tent or just everywhere?
Well, I didn't look for the bird per se. I looked around the tent and there wasn't a bird.
Alright. So it's not entirely clear if his avian was killed.
I mean, those fuckers had crossbows, so maybe.
And who knows, maybe, right? And who knows, maybe it's holding on by the skin of its teeth, or distinct lack of teeth.
In the time that it took the humans to come down to the Moot, did Orvar ever have, like, a call for his bird?
That is a fair question. I think so, but then the question becomes, does Runyak know what Orvar is?
A kid?
No, well,
Fair.
yes, but no.
Okay, then I don't think he can replicate it, because
no.
it was probably an Orin.
No, I was answering Firga's question.
Ah,
He'd definitely think that Orvar was a little different, but I don't think he would distinguish him as something different, so no.
okay. Then I don't think Orvar would have done the call in front of him then. He's trying to, like, keep
Okay.
it quiet. So, I will say, he had a way with that bird. He had a
Yeah.
way with that bird that did not make sense. And, like, I will say this. Definitively, Runyak knows that Orvar is different.
Oh,
There's
sure.
something about him. Like, he can see, like, twice as far as anybody else.
Yeah.
He doesn't sink in the snow. Like, he literally walks on top of the snow like an elf.
Nice.
He can see through weather. And the weirdest thing is he is a supernaturally good shot. Like,
Yeah.
You say, yeah. You've seen him shoot into the wind, past the effective range of a longbow, and hit his target.
Dang.
Damn.
Alder, look at this.
Yeah, literally, it's one of those things, like, if Orvar...
Alder, check this shit out! Poof!
Fucking aimbot.
If Orvar or Eldred goes out hunting, like, by the time it took you to get to the Moot, at, like, you were like, okay, we're gonna eat tonight. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Like, guaranteed they're gonna bring back food. Like, yeah, so you know there's something about him, but you don't know what it is.
Look,
Right.
cops, no physics.
In case anybody is curious, Orvar's an arrogant Nazi.
But we don't know that.
Correct.
It's true.
Correct. But yeah, Firga's looking back and forth between the two of them, like, any ideas?
I think Lash like calls a couple of Dark Drivers people up and says, "Search camp for the bird." Any sign of it, even.
Yeah, a lot of, like, orcish salutes. Captain! And off they go.
I think Firga will turn to a few of the guards and, like, be like, you all, you three as well, see if you can track it down.
Champion! Off they go. Driga, like, looks at Lash. So you're in charge here, then?
Most part, yes, I am.
How'd you let something like this happen on your watch?
Does Lash have an answer that isn't just defaulting to it's fucking Deep Shade? Or is that the answer? It's fucking Deep Shade. You can't trust them.
I think the answer is I didn't. As soon as I knew about it, I did something.
I didn't know. As soon as I heard there was something, I did something.
I can attest to that.
Fair enough.
Are you to thank for beating them to a bloody pulp, then?
I am.
Good on you.
We were here for celebration, not to start fights. And when Deep Shade started one, I will finish it.
That's the spirit.
I think you get exactly opposite reactions from the humans. Eldred takes that as a challenge and assumes a fighting stance, and Seagwolf, like, nods at you like, I like you.
Lash is gonna ignore Eldred and kind of just, like, thump her chest to Seagwolf.
I think Firga notices that reaction from the cat kid, and she's just like, is your name Deep Shade?
Ouch!
Yes, ouch. I think she just, like, open mouth gapes at you, Firga, like, what? What?
Then why do you look so attacked?
You'll have to forgive her, champion. She's angry.
The look on her face is more amused than
Aye.
insulting.
I think Lash sighs and, like, steps forward a little, not enough to be, like, a threat, but she's talking to Renak.
Right.
If we are unable to find the bird, I, Lash of House Dark Driver of the High House Dim Watcher, offer a favor in return for as recompense. And she holds her hand out.
I don't mean to intrude on this beautiful moment, but you might want to take her up on that. Lash has already done us a good service. Well, me.
Looks at Driga.
Driga nods at you like, yeah, I'm serious.
Looks at Lash, looks at Driga, looks at Lash. Quirks eyebrow.
Just like, okay, that happened. And what?
And then she thinks to herself, all right, what happened when you ran after the orcs?
Oh, don't get me started.
And, like, half the dwarves sigh.
Ouch!
I think Runyak is gonna walk over to Lash and give a handshake or an arm shake,
Yeah.
and just kind of quietly, so that not anybody else really can hear. You and I need to have a chat a little later.
Of course. I can do it now while my men search camp.
There's something that your people make. I don't know if yours specifically. The potions that help dreams happen.
Lash would know what he's talking about, right?
Can Maug hear you? If not, like, you know for sure that Maug knows what he's on about.
Right, I know what you're talking about. Maug!
Yeah, Captain, I'm here.
I'm trying to think of what the orcs would call them. I'm thinking... I don't know if the orcs would use the word elixir.
Yeah, like elixir of sight, maybe? Or if you want to make it a little bit more orcish, like draft of sight.
I think she, like, takes her hand back from you and Runyak to Maug. Get this one, an elixir of sight. Wait, no, draft of sight. Draft of sight.
Like blinks at you, like he's not questioning it. He's just like, what you basically said was. What you basically said, you work in a pizzeria, and you just turned to your head chef and went, bring out the Peking duck. Wait, motherfucker, what?
I'm sorry, this was literally Jimmy get the weed.
Actually, yeah, kind of.
Josh gives him a look of, did I stutter? Go
Yeah,
get the damn thing.
that very brief look back and forth between the two of you, and then he nods, and off he goes. The dwarves are starting to disperse at this point. And yeah, I think a little bit, like Maug is gone, a little bit of time passes, and an orc comes up to Lash, and like does that like, I'm an extra in this scene, like ear whisper, right?
Yeah.
And Lash, you are told, we found a bird not from this region. It has a crossbow bolt in it.
And I think she, like, in orcish, dead.
Just nods.
Sighs. In orcish, bring it here regardless. Take as best care of it as we can. Like, basically take the bolt out.
I think in Orcish she says it's not pretty.
I think, like, would orcs wrap something like that?
Wrapping something that is not pretty is pretty universally like, we're being respectful and sharing feelings. Like I think that crosses most cultures.
Yeah. I think Lash then says, in Orcish again, wrap it and bring it here.
He nods.
I'll take care of the
nods
delivery.
and off he goes.
I think she, like, looks back to Runyak. She's making his eye contact. She's been making eye contact this entire time.
Yeah.
They found the bird. It had a crossbow bolt in it. It's not good. I'm having people bring it now. I would like to bring it to him if that's all right, if that's acceptable.
That's all right, Shame.
I don't think it'd be any problem, no.
You're
Considering you
letting
were
it
his
walk into
savior.
our camp?
Eldred? This
If
is
you-
the one who saved him.
I think she just
I think
mutters.
Lash, like-
I think she just mutters. It's still an orc.
I think Lash, like, debates to herself for a minute. I'm half tempted to say Lash, like, when Maug gets back, she's going to hand him her weapons.
Okay. Mog's gonna be gone for a while. The bird is going to
Yeah,
be
'cause
brought
that's gonna-
before Mog gets back.
Then actually, I know exactly what she's going to do in this situation. The bird gets back, she takes it, nods to the orcs, dismisses them.
I think because you said rabbit, I think this would mean something to Lash, but it might be lost on Runyak. it's brought wrapped in a Dark Driver banner.
Yeah, Lash like sighs.
With like the eyes visible.
Yeah, Lash nods to them for that. And I think I think before she takes it, she actively takes her war pick, her whip, her hand axe, the dagger that she has on her, and she keeps them in one hand. Then she takes the bird and dismisses the other orcs.
Okay, for the record,
back to your post.
this bird is about the size of a loaf of bread, so you can't palm it.
Yes, I think Lash is like holding it under one of her arms, and then she looks to to the three humans. If you don't want me walking into your camp armed, she holds her weapons out. Take them.
I mean, Eldred is already trying to step past you, Runyak.
I will go solely for this bird and for the sake of that boy, and then I will get my weapons back and leave.
I think he's gonna cautiously let Eldred go.
Yeah, Eldred like takes the weapons. She may or may not scuff snow on your boots when she walks up, but she'll take the weapons.
Lash doesn't give that a response. She just holds the bird more properly.
Yeah, and I think Seagwolf looks at Firga and he says, "Are you coming with us, little father?"
If you'll have me, both to pay my respects and also to make sure nothing else breaks out.
Are we done here then, Firga?
I think we are.
You heard her. Get out of here, lot of you.
Yeah, Driga and the dwarf that looks exactly like Driga do not move.
Are you two coming too?
If you'll have us.
At this point, the more the merrier.
This is Orig and Driga, by the way.
They both bow at the same time, to the same height.
And I'm
Lash,
Firga.
Lash somewhat thumps her chest. Lash.
Of clans Everpeak, gesturing to those two, and Wimmerwood.
House Dark Driver of High House Dim Watcher.
At this point, would there be too many people still around?
Right now, the only people around are the 3 humans, the 3 dwarves, Lash, and like maybe 4 additional orcs, at least 2 of which are Dark Driver.
Okay. I think Runyak's gonna take off his helmet, hold it to his side, and just Runyak Eriksson of Clan Uskar.
Eldred is not going to introduce herself because she's pouting. But you notice that Siegwolf does not take off his helmet. He introduces himself. He says, Siegwolf the Careful, eldest champion of the tribe of the Wolf. But he does not take his helmet off, which you raise that boy better, Runyak.
Siegwolf, respect.
I think he like lowers his head and shoulders.
What's the problem, boy? Got snow in your ears?
Anybody who wants to can make a perception check.
Alright.
Oh, well, Don, you're not here, but thank you.
Notice it from all the way across the camp.
Yeah, right. I think this is perfect. Runyak, you're the only one who notices it. Like, he's like hesitating substantially, and he's with his head still bowed. He says, "I took a stone to the face, Elder. I'm afraid I'm a bit grotesque at the moment." It is obviously bullshit. You saw his
yeah.
fight, Runyak. Like,
I think in Red Hedgick, he's just
Right.
going to Siegwolf, show them respect.
I think, yeah, everybody is staring at him. Fuck. Okay, yeah, there's no two ways about it. Everybody who can see Sigwolf, who wants to, I need a second perception check with advantage this time. You all got the same. That's great. So you all see
Damn.
him, like, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. He puts both hands on his helmet, and as he's lifting the helmet up, and he tries to time this really well, and to his credit, he does, but you all rolled high enough. As the helmet is being lifted off of his head, he shrinks by, like, a noticeable amount, and then he takes the helmet off, and he just looks like the token.
Fierga quirks an eyebrow but doesn't say anything.
If like everybody wasn't staring at him, none of you would have seen that. Like, it's something that he's clearly practiced.
Does Lash know what something like this could signify?
Make an Arcana check.
This should go well.
Fierga's just kind of assuming it's like a helmet of +1 or something.
Maybe some kind of magic. Maybe the helmet's enchanted.
Yeah,
Hard
I
to
think
say.
Lash just kind of like. Lash is gonna look at his face though. Like, does it look like it's been messed up?
Oh God, no, no. His face is pristine.
I think Lash gives him this look of, I know you're fucking lying to me, but she isn't gonna say anything.
So, yeah. So I think everybody keeps staring at him, and he kind of chuckles, and he says, "How bad is it?"
How bad is
You
what? Your
look
face is fine.
unmarked. You look unmarked.
Guess I was worried about nothing, Elder. My apologies.
You have a terrible dice face, Siegwolf.
How would you know? You never play dice with me.
I don't
Hey,
need
because
to.
it's too easy.
Yeah, Runyak, you know something is up, but you don't know what it is.
Lash has like a look of discontent on her face, because of course she does.
Runyak, can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is
Oh,
a
dear.
saving throw.
Oh no, why?
It's nothing bad. Okay, so with that, I'm not going to say what I was about to say. So everything is
Cool. Everything's fine. Everything's fine here. Move along. Move along.
To be clear for the paranoid people at this table and in the audience, I did not just ensorcel Runyak. I'm just gonna say that outright. I did not just ensorcel Runyak. It's just I needed to see if he recalled a thing, and he did not. So
Got it. So like Lash would know this potion is gonna take a hot minute, so they
Yeah,
should get
probably.
walking, right? I think Lash like. Sorry, could you guys hear that?
hear
No.
what?
Okay, because I feel like a vibrating and like a humming coming from downstairs in my house, and I couldn't tell if you guys might be able to hear it or not.
I can only hear it when the music gets quiet.
Yeah.
All right. So I think Lash like sighs, and it's that draft is going to take a while. We should get moving.
Then should we see to your kin first?
Hi. And he'll turn and start walking back towards the camp.
Right. So I think we're gonna take a break from that, and we're gonna check back in with the expectant father.
3 kobolds in a tent coat.
Yes. So, where would you be breaking dawn with your children? About an hour, I guess half hour at this point, before the great hunt's set to commence.
I don't. Like,
Are you still walking through the camp with them in your Santa Claus bag, or have you taken them somewhere?
he...
Is that loud, by the way?
Let me pull my thing a little bit closer. I think he's just like I think he took them off a little ways to try and like get the message through their head that they should listen better.
Okay, so we see you like somewhere in the Moot grounds, like with the sack like still in your arms but like open, and you're just like like whispering to these kobolds, in Draconic, which is hilarious. So yeah, I think we can't see the kobolds. We just see you like murmuring to this bag. What do you say?
You will listen. You will be given a place within the clan, and you shall act accordingly. Like giving them the full treatment that the small get, you know?
Right.
Like, you're being brought in because I feel this will be a better place for you. You need to listen and learn so you don't get hurt because obviously people know what you are and they don't like you.
So I think before they react, you're approached by your bro, who has a token. It's your boy, Shaking Ice.
Look at that man.
Right? And he walks up to you with his fishing spear, not realizing that you're having a conversation with kobolds. And he says, Dawn. The chiefs are gathering. Sprouting earth seeks an audience.
You will have it, no doubt.
You say that, and Shaking Ice shakes his head, and he says, Far Mountain will not hear him. Hello?
I'm just thinking, sorry. Because I gotta put this in Tor words. We will go.
Shaking Ice nods. And he, like, glances at the bag. No judgment, no questions. Just glances at the bag in that, like, you have something kind of way.
I think he notices the look and goes, I have found small. They are not of Tor, but they're of use.
One of the kobolds, like, half jumps out of the sack. Hi! Shaky Eyes jumps back and, like, holds his spear out in front of him. Dragons.
Did that dwarf earlier say what they were?
You know what they are.
Yeah. Okay. No. Kobolds.
I think, like, Shaking Ice cannot, like, speak against you. I think he just, like, snorts and, like, lowers his head a little bit.
They are treated as pests to the dwarves. I found these three and decided they could be of use to the clan.
Use?
We lost many hands, and if these three will listen, that is some regained.
there's a deep, thoughtful like moment between the two of you, and then Shaking Ice nods slowly. Wise. Come. And yeah, Shaking Eyes like very pointedly like, I'm not gonna help you carry that, like lowers his spear and starts walking back toward the Tor camp.
Right. I think he does this like, get comfortable, and closes the bag gently over his shoulder this time.
Right. And yeah, I think the Tors have set up camp in the time that you've been gone. They set up a like a palisade around their camp, even though they don't technically need one because they're at the Moot. Just, you don't make a camp without a wall of spears. You just don't do it.
Right.
There's this huge tent in the middle that's like several giant hide, not literally giant, but like giant in the adjective form, hides like sewn together, and it looks vaguely like it's meant to look vaguely like a yak, right?
Yeah.
It's a big furry tent, and then there's a bunch of tents around it, and we hear like drums like ringing in the distance. Most of the tours are, the majority of the tours are like in the little camps in the alley, or the little tents and alleyways nearby. The big tent is for like ceremony, right? And you and Shaking Eyes walk up to it, and the Braves like stop him, like they stop Shaking Eyes, like you can't go in. And Shaking Eyes just like looks at you.
He will join me.
If it's a meeting of the chieftains, they won't let him in.
Oh. Okay.
Technically, they won't let you in.
Because I'm only an acting chief.
Correct. Well, you have not formally declared that you're the acting chief yet.
Right. The other... Oh, hold on. Could someone say something?
No?
Okay, thank you. I had said, can someone? Because I couldn't... My headphones suddenly lost all sound. I had to fiddle. The other tribes know, like, the runestone is our symbol, yeah?
Correct.
Ice.
He like immediately thunks the spear down, stands at attention.
Will you watch them? He's like...
Yeah, and I think like pointedly he like lowers his head and shoulders and reaches for the bag, and loud enough for the other Braves to hear him, he says, "My chieftain."
He hands over the bag gently. You shall obey him. In Draconic.
Yeah, I think I think one of them tries to say "my chieftain" and fucks it up.
I love them. Please, God, let me keep them. Oh. And he looks to the two Braves guarding the door. I think he pulls out the runestone.
Okay.
And,
yeah, you pull out the runestone. Sorry?
Sorry, I was pulling up my notes because I needed to get the name.
Yeah, that's good.
Chief Beckoning Fire has not been seen. I am acting as Chief of Hollowstone until he is seen.
There's a pause, and then they like pull their spears aside, and one of them says, "My chieftain."
I think he goes through.
Yeah, you go through and you see, yeah, like places have been set up with like each of the tribes around this huge bonfire, and there's a ton of space in here. Like even by Tor standards, like there's a fuck ton of space inside this tent. Mostly so that people can, you know, dance and argue and fight and whatever else, right? And like all the chiefs are like sitting around on these cushions, and they're like, you know, they're like passing you know, refreshments amongst each other, and in the middle of them we see a relatively young Tor, he is an adult, but either by choice or because of injury, his horns have been almost completely sheared off, and he wears like rounded horn caps instead. He's got like yellow blonde fur, and he's wearing like leather armor, in the style of the Trail Strider clan tribe.
Right.
And he's like, he's not in a seat of power like the other tours are, and there's a blank spot for you. There's also another blank spot for the tribe that didn't show up, if you remember. But he's like standing in front of Far Mountain, who's like, you know, taking a big draw from a pipe, right? And he's saying like, I need be heard. And Far Mountain says, we do not acknowledge. Also, Sprouting Earth is adorable looking.
He is.
Right?
So cute.
He is very adorable.
Aww.
Holy shit, I just realized there are probably Fluffy Tor.
Yes, his name's Sprouting Earth.
He is precious and should be protected.
He is the bestest boy, and I will kill every one of myself to protect him.
I think... I gotta think, actually. Is he not being listened to because he's not...
He's not being listened to because he tried to call the chiefs to order and he doesn't have enough votes. And, like, you were warned that this would happen. Like...
Fuck. What's the play here? I think... Because Dawn is here on business. He's
Yep.
gonna treat it like such. So he's
Like, you
probably
traveled here with Sprouting Earth.
I think he's going to, like, walk over and stand next to Sprouting Earth. Hi, Chief.
The chieftain, and Far Mountain is a big dude.
Right.
And Far Mountain is the high chief, so he's the only one allowed guards. He's got these two gigantic, like, guards standing on either side of his, like, seat. And he's got, like, this big ring in his nose. He's got sharp caps on his horns as opposed to rounded ones. A big, like hide and feathered, like, robe. He's wearing, like, ceremonial clothes, right? His fur is, like, painted with oils, right? And he looks from Sprouting Earth to you, and you've had a conversation with Far Mountain before, but not really, like, in this setting. He nods, and he says, "And who are you?"
Breaking Dawn. Acting Chief of Hollowstone.
He, like, holds his hand out expectantly.
He'll pass the I assume this is for, like, the rune
You
stone.
can assume whatever you want. He doesn't say a word.
I will assume it's for the rune stone, and Breaking Dawn passes it.
He takes it, holds it up to the light, and squints at it. And he passes it to one of his warriors. And the warrior takes it, looks at it, passes it back to the chief, nods. Chief takes it, holds it back out to you, and loudly he says, "Hollowstone stands among us." And then, like, yeah, gestures for you to, like, take a seat.
I think he looks to Sprouting Earth and does this. He does this sort of I have a plan sit sort of look,
Right.
and then he heads to whatever spot he should.
Yeah,
he
and
should
you,
take.
you sit down, and like one of the other chieftains, you probably sit beside Second Torch because you traveled with the Trail Striders.
Right.
So Second Torch like passes you like a water skin, which has probably not got water in it.
Right.
And there's some general like murmuring among the chieftains, like, okay, cool, now we have like a majority here. And Far Mountain calls everybody to order. He says, enough! Leave us, Sprouting Earth. And Sprouting Earth like looks at his chieftain and then looks at you, and the chieftain looks at you, and you realize all the chiefs are looking at you.
Why?
And Sprouting Earth says, I have reason. You lack 1 vote. We will not hear you. And Far Mountain looks at you like, right?
If it is by 1 and we have not been counted, Hallistone backs him.
Far Mountain and both of his goons glare at you. The Sprouting Earth lights up immediately, and he says, my chieftains, the sea is not ours anymore. From the Aurora, the giants return. Immediate murmuring among the chieftains who hadn't heard this yet. Enough, says Far Mountain. You speak out of turn. And you speak lies.
Small crack as Dawn grips something a little too hard.
I mean, you can speak up. You're a chieftain.
What he says is true, High Chief.
It is so, says Second Torch. Far Mountain glares. And kind of settles into his seat. Sprouting Earth says, if we move south with these people, he like gestures outside the tent, we will have food, places to gather, warmth. Lies. Who is to gain from movement? Trail Strider. And Second Torch says, and who is to gain from staying? And there's murmuring among the chieftains.
Would Dry Brick also not gain from movement?
The Dry Brick chieftain says, speak, Hallistone.
If we do go south, we will have a greater access to resources, a greater access to trade.
Let me get my notes here. Perfect, thank you. And Far Mountain says, Wave Runner needs the sea.
We need not leave her.
What say the chieftains? And he like thumps his like cane on the ground. He says, Ironhorn will not leave the sea. And like Shrouding Earth says, we need everyone, chieftain. Silence! What say the chieftains?
Wave Runner will not leave. Somberhow will leave. Trail Strider will leave. Frostrender will not leave. The Drybrick Chieftain is just looking at you, Don.
And I think he follows. Oh, hold on. I lost sound again.
No, you're fine. It just ticked over.
No, I meant I have issues with my cords.
Ah.
It's a situation where I have to keep the input.
Well, it just happens that you said it just when the music restarted.
Hollowstone shall leave.
Everybody looks at Drybrick. The big, like, I don't know what the pattern is called, but that like brown and white splotchy pattern that cows get. The Drybrick Chieftain looks like that. Chief Ringing Hammer leans forward and puts his hands together. Excuse me. Drybrick will no more. Speak. He gestures at Sprouting Earth, and Sprouting Earth like looks at Chief Far Mountain, and then he walks over to Ringing Hammer, and he just like starts talking about like the frost giants attacking, and like how people have been captured, the meteor that fell over the Sea of Shaking Ice, just telling them everything, expositing. While this is happening, Second Torch looks over at you. Actually, no, he doesn't look at you. He looks at Heartseeker, who's on your other side, and he says, I thank you, chieftains. Addressing both of you. And Heartseeker nods and says, you won't bend the mountain. And Second Torch says, we may not have to. What do you do?
I think Dawn nods and says, what's the word? This is hard for me because Tors are so selective.
Oh, aye. But I hope that I'm showing you that you can speak.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have to be real precise.
Oh, aye, for sure.
Get a message across very minimally.
Not a lot of passive language with the Tors.
Yeah. I think it's Dawn nods. If you cannot bend a mountain, you shall grow over top.
Bold words, says
not Ringing Hammer, says Heartseeker.
Where is beckoning fire?
I think he looks at the ground and does that brief head shake.
You feel Second Torch put a hand on your shoulder briefly.
I sighed with Sprouting Earth because we were attacked by the giants.
Heartseeker says,
lead well, breaking dawn.
and Second Torch says,
it is rare that a new chieftain speaks out at these gatherings. Speak well, Breaking Dawn.
I shall.
and after a moment, we cut back over, and Ringing Hammer like nods, and Sprouting Earth goes back to the middle of the room, and Ringing Hammer says, Dry Brick abstains. There's murmurings. Now the vote's split. 3-3.
Abstains, meaning they won't leave?
They
or
won't vote.
Oh.
It's that one guy who's like, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do.
Dry Brick abstains. Fuck.
Yeah, pretty much, because now the vote's split. Wave Runner, Frostrender, and Ironhorn will not go, and Hallowstone, Trailstrider, and Somberhow will. It was good on you to jump on Dry Brick, but it wasn't enough. And Sprouting Earth is clearly upset, and he says, how can we convince you? What must... And he gestures at Second Torch, who waves him off, like, no, this is you. And he says, what can I do, Chieftain? How... What would sway you? And Ringing Hammer looks at Far Mountain, and then he looks at Sprouting Earth, and he says, Dry Brick gave our host a mighty trophy. Wield it, and Dry Brick will stand with you. Murmuring through the chieftains again. I'm not a warrior. I would never stand in the... And he's floundering, Breaking Dawn, if you want to jump in. If you do, you may not.
I gotta remember that. I gotta look at the name again real quick. Hang on.
Whom?
There it is. Chief Ringing Hammer.
Everybody looks at you.
If I bear your prize, will that sway you?
Do you stand with Trailstrider?
I stand with the Tors.
Far Mountain says, you will be his champion. And he looks at you. What do you say?
If I must, then I shall.
And he gestures, and the bigger of the two of his mooks steps forward. He's got a spear in his hand. He's got an ice pick on his belt, and on his back, where a ranged weapon would be, he has a full-size totem pole.
Oh God.
Yeah. And Far Mountain says, then Tallest Oak will be mine. Tallest Oak has got probably 4 feet on Sprouting Earth. Tallest Oak, without exaggeration, is probably the biggest Tor you've ever seen.
Oh God. Okay, I don't know if this is too much sass for a Tor, but that smile that Dawn has on the group picture,
Right?
I think he makes that, and he says, "It is an honor to be seen as such a threat."
More murmuring. And then, Tallest Oak, glares at you, and then wordlessly, takes back his spot, and, Far Mountain, holds his hand up, and there's silence immediately. And he looks at Sprouting Earth, and he says, you have been heard. Leave us. And Sprouting Earth turns, and walks out. And, the meeting continues, and normally I'd be like, okay, you've done all there is to do, but actually, no, there's quite a bit of, Tor politics you need to do, so we're gonna hang here, and Far Mountain says, Chieftains, there is talk
of a gathering. We cannot all go. But the dwarves demand an envoy to speak of matters beyond us.
And Far Mountain is, like, about to say, like, I volunteer. And before he gets the chance, Second Torch says, Breaking Dawn will go.
I don't think he, like, visibly reacts, because Taurs don't really emote that well.
Right.
But in the back of his head, it's like, I will fucking what?
and Heartseeker says,
The most flat what you can flatten.
Dawn will go. And Drybrick, like, nods and says, Second. And Far Mountain is looking at you and looking at the others.
Very well. Learn and return.
Just this, like, deep nod.
What is this talk of giants? Who will speak?
I think... Yeah, so Dawn, like, he doesn't say anything while getting up. He just kind of stands. With his hand
And
back.
I think like as like it's meant it's played off as a slip of the tongue, but it's meant to be an insult. Far Mountain says,
Breaking Dawn.
Takes like that deep breath to recompose himself, because, like, dog, the fuck.
I mean, to be fair, you have made an enemy from Far Mountain already.
A little bit, and he knows this, and he does feel a little bit bad, but, like, he's doing what he thinks he needs to.
Oh, absolutely. That's the point.
Hallowstone was attacked.
Trailstrider was attacked.
He's not taking your spotlight, he's just leading
Yeah,
credence to what you're saying.
It was a raiding party of frost giants.
Frost giants do not gather.
I think it's... A storm came, and they arrived within it. I claim not to disagree, High Chief, but I counted many.
Breaching Whale says,
Enforce?
Greatly so.
Breaching Whale continues. He says,
Where is Beckoning Fire?
He stayed. He gave me the rune stone of our people, of our tribe, and he told me to take as many as I could.
Chief Silent Morning says,
You lie! Show me the stone!
I think he raises it, and in the same tone, I speak for my tribe and those that likely have fallen.
yeah, I think at a nod from Far Mountain, Tallest Oak comes forward to take the runestone from you. And if you let him, he'll take it over to Silent Morning and let him look at it.
Totally.
Yeah, because you didn't walk up to him. You stayed where you were. So after a moment, like he's like turning it over in his hands, like snarling at it, and looks at you.
Frostrender does not recognize. It is in question.
Says Far Mountain. It takes the runestone from Silent Morning.
Who will see Breaking Dawn as Chieftain of Hallowstone? Wave Runner does not object. Somber Howl does not object. Trail Strider does not object. Dry Brick does not object.
With a grumble, Silent Morning like lowers his head.
Frostrender does not object.
Yeah, bitch. Getting in it.
Ironhorn does not object. Continue, Breaking Dawn.
And he like, not disrespectfully, but like holds the runestone out like, you can come and take it or I can toss it to you. How do you want to do this?
I think he like steps forward and comes to take it.
So you take it, and yeah, you still have the floor.
It was a folly to not expect something was coming. We had been losing braves in the storm.
The fact that Hallowstone just admitted to like losing brave, that's a big deal because you guys are like second only to the Ironhorn. Like you guys are badasses.
Yeah.
So like you see like Wave Runner and Dry Brick like murmuring when you say that.
There was word from those that returned, missing one of their party, that the winds moved unnaturally, that the snows obscured something great. And once it was alleviated, one of them was gone.
Somber Howl agrees. We have seen it. What does Hallowstone propose?
Okay, I have to word this very particularly because I've had this planned.
Okay.
It has been the way of the Tors to protect the North from from the threat that they pose. Hallowstone suggests war.
Silent Morning says,
War is an ask too big for you.
It is.
Far Mountain says,
To war. What say the chieftains? Somber Howl says war. Trail Strider says war. Wave Runner says war.
Dry Brick is looking at Far Mountain. Who are you looking at?
He's probably staring dead on at Far Mountain.
Ironhorn abstains.
quick, like deep nod, looks to Drybrick.
You look over at Ringing Hammer, and Silent Morning says, "Frostrender demands proof."
Demand proof of the giants.
He nods at you. You can get proof. One of your allies has proof. At least he told you he had proof.
Which one was that?
Runyak.
Runyak. He said that they saw a footprint.
No. He says they brought back a footprint.
Oh. I have what you ask. I do not have it, but I know where to retrieve it.
Ringing Hammer says, "Sojourn, Drybrick will wait." And there's several, like, acquiescence from the other chieftains.
A older of the humans has offered their assistance in this goal, and has also mentioned they bear this proof.
Far Mountain nods. "Bring them."
I think he turns, because this was the business he came for. He's seeing to it immediately.
Yeah, you turn, and Second Torch gives you a nod, like, "I got this, go on."
Like, he'll go get the human, or he'll go get...
So you come out of the camp, and, like, far enough away to be respectful, Shaking Ice has a kobold hanging off of one of his horns, and he's trying to stuff another one back in the bag.
I think he looks at him, and in Draconic goes, "Follow."
Yeah, immediately the three kobolds, like, stack on top of each other, and then, like, waddle after you. And Shaking Ice is looking at you like, what? He's a brave. He can't question what happened. He can't ask you. But the look on his face is like, "I want to know."
Come, Shaking Ice.
He falls in. "My chieftain."
We are getting the older of the humans.
Nods. And yeah, you guys head back across the river, which I imagine the Tor's made a bridge. That's fine.
Probably.
So
Either just something I imagine it's something makeshift, like 3 overturned boats.
no, I think it's a proper bridge.
Oh.
It can be made of canoes, that's fine, but I think it's a proper bridge.
Probably. Dry looking at the river.
So you arrive at the human camp to find it in an uproar. There's no one guarding the entrance, and if you let yourself in, you see a crowd around one of the tents, and 3 dwarves, and an orc, like, apparently finishing up some kind of thing. There's a lot of, like, recoveringly stern glances, if that makes sense. Like, something happened and now it's over.
In one part of his head, gatherings like this probably mean there was some form of injury or something.
On the other hand, Far Mountain sent you to get Runyak.
Right. I think it's like this quick. Is that injured?
So yeah, like, everybody, like, whips around to look at you. Runyak, you had your whole thing where, like, you delivered the wrapped bird to Orvar, and the dwarves patched him up a bit, and, you know, you haven't had your deep conversation with Lash yet, but as you're, like, leaving Orvar to rest and everybody's coming outside, a Tor is there, just randomly, and he's being followed by some kobolds? And there's another Tor?
I mean, I'm familiar with one of these tours.
Yes, you're familiar with Breaking Down. Lash is not, and Firga is not.
Correct.
Oh.
I think a couple of the human champions, like, go for weapons. Like, how the fuck did you get in here? You sent Eldred to her room. Let me make that very plain. Eldred is not here.
Okay.
Where are my weapons then? Because Eldred took them.
Oh, no, you got them back.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you got him back, and then he was like, go to your tent and think about what you did. Like,
Yeah.
Bad cat. Very bad. No.
Bad cat, you get the spray bottle.
but
Swiper.
some of the other champions are like trying to make the tours leave.
Yet.
I-
Yet.
I think, like, are they trying to, like, get up close and push them back, or just drawing weapons?
Mostly just like drawing weapons and being like, you never should have come here, like type of deal. They are menacing the kobolds though, because of course they are. They're kobolds.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
I think, everybody's pulling out weapons. Runiak is just gonna casually walk up. Breaking Dawn, yes?
Runyak, the older,
Aye.
you will come. You will bring the foot.
Yes, okay.
The other chieftains demand proof that the giants have come.
So Lash, what you just heard was the other chieftains demand proof the giants have come.
Oh dear.
Firga, you also heard that. In fact, not only did you hear that, like, Firga, like, before anybody can react, you hear Driga mutter something. You didn't catch what it was, but it apparently offended Oreg because he goes, Driga!
Flash just. What?
You said you have proof. Is this correct?
Aye.
Bring it. They are aware that that it is in your possession, and I have been sent.
We never brought that, did we? That's still
No,
over
you did
at-
not. You did not bring it with you. No. Yeah.
That's still over at House Elk.
Elkhart has it. Yeah.
I regret to inform you that I do not possess it here.
That's really bad for you, dog. You put your foot in it already.
The Tors are considering war on the giants. You have the linchpin.
So Lash, you just heard the Tors are going to war with giants.
I'm sorry. No, not I'm sorry. What would be a good kind of pardon fuck, but for orcs?
I'm just saying, if Firga has her wineskin on her, she just took a long ass pull.
So you take a long ass pull, and Driga goes, "Come on, Firga, share the love."
Hands it over.
But Lash, first of all, Sibs, I'm taking pardon fuck. That's a thing. That's a thing that I'm saying now. And second of all, why not just say that?
Yeah, no, I think Lash like goes between trying to be civil and just what she's thinking, and I think it comes out as, "Pardon, fuck! Did you just say the giants?"
I did.
So you immediately have a very large, dark-furred minotaur in your face, physically pushing you back.
Lash is gonna like stand firm as best she can.
Okay, so Dawn, you see Shaking Eyes like go to defend you.
Oh no, not again.
Oh no, he doesn't have weapons out. He knows that he's strong enough to literally just extend arm and Lash is pushed back.
Okay.
Minotaurs against Minotaurs need weapons. Minotaurs against any other race, we pretty much just use sumo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Giant.
Like,
Sips tea.
also, who's bigger, Breaking Dawn or Shaking Eyes?
Sorry. I just discovered there was still watermelon Mountain Dew on my desk. Weird.
That stuff is good.
It is. I got the 0.
But yeah, who's bigger?
In overall mass, I think Dawn. In height, I think it's Ice.
Okay, so similar in size.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so you see Dawn going to defend you, or Ice going to defend you. Sorry.
Stand down, Ice.
He stops, looks back at you, goes back to your other side.
This is a revelation for most. It is unsurprising they would be.
Yeah, Runyak, about this point you realize that, like, most of the champions are here?
Whoops.
There's, like, a lot of 16-year-olds here, and you were just like, yeah, the Giants are back, I have proof. So there's a couple people, like, looking at you, and there's a lot of whispering happening at the moment.
If you do not have it now, perhaps a retrieval can be arranged.
I don't mean to interrupt,
And Drink is looking at Oreg like, what the fuck, you're talking?
but I think the Kandatargar might want to hear this.
That's the guy I talked to before, yeah?
It is. Well, you can assume.
Is that your leader?
Aye?
He knows.
The twins look at each other like, excuse me, what?
I told him previously.
Did you know about that, Firka?
Out of character, I can't remember how much Dwak unveiled.
Not a lot.
She just shrugs helplessly.
Oh no, never mind. You had a no,
Dwak?
you did, yeah. No, Dwak had a whole like thing with you. Never mind, yeah.
Yeah.
Rock did tell you the Giants were back. And then
Firka
it was
just kinda, like,
you know,
nods,
a
like-
Buddhist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Just
Buddhist-
kinda like
I think Dwak also mentioned the Frost Maiden.
yeah.
and I think she just nods like yup and says, among other things, yeah,
What other things precisely?
it's a long story.
We do not have time.
I'm sorry. You're obviously like an important of whatever you are, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
I am Chief Breaking Dawn of Hallowstone.
How very wonderful for you. Firka, what is going on?
She takes a deep breath in, lets a deep breath out. She
Takes a deep
steadies
breath
herself.
in and shakes it out about.
Right, so you know the forgotten one that showed up? There is a lot happening.
Define a lot happening precisely.
I'll roll the Frostmaiden.
All of the
And then Oreg slams his hands over her mouth.
Don't let that slip out. We don't need panic happening.
Do I know that name?
Same for Lash.
Make a religion check, both of you. Runyak, you see panic. You see panic.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for advantage.
Nope.
Nope. Lash, you have not heard of this individual.
Oh wait, do I have guidance? Hold on. No, magic isn't subtle.
Lash just kind of licks her tusks like.
How'd that inspiration
"Don't
work
do
out for you,
anything
Gamsey?
bad."
I'm a little mad.
Let me guess, it was worse.
How'd that inspiration work for you, friend?
How bad was it?
Did you get a whole 1 point?
It wasn't particularly bad. He just rolled the same thing twice.
Hate when that happens.
You did better than Lash regardless.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, Dawn, you know, Arl the Frost Maiden is like a deity of bad things.
The Harbinger of fuck.
She's a harbinger of fuck. She's one of those goddesses of beauty, and you're like, oh, goddess of beauty, that's not so bad. She's lawful evil? Oh.
So basically the goddess of spiteful beauty.
Yes.
You're
Wait.
not allowed to be prettier than her, which I'm going to guess isn't very hard.
Lawful evil.
She's the goddess of frosty bitches.
Lawful evil. Goddess of beauty. Aphrodite, is that you?
No, more like Princess Elsa, but
Ow.
anyway.
Oh.
Literally the plot of Rime with the Frost Maiden is she can't let it go. Anyway.
Why do you speak of a goddess?
Lash kind of already doesn't like the sound of this because fuck gods in every
Like-
form.
Right, I'm kind of fuzzy on the details, but it apparently has something to do with why it's so fucking cold still.
More panic, Runyak. The kids are starting to freak out.
She's saying all this.
It
as
doesn't
quietly as
matter,
she
you're
can.
surrounded by kids.
Yeah.
Is it starting to become audible panic?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Now, can we please discuss this somewhere a little less crowded?
I agree. The conductor goddess office would be best, I'd say.
I need a
Driga tries to say something, but Auriga's still closing her mouth.
I need a new plan. You were my plan.
Would his testimony be enough?
Agreed. Would word not be enough?
With Frost Render present? No.
About this point, the horn sounds for the Great Hunt.
Ears perk.
Lash like turns towards the sound. Right, that's happening.
What is that, Elder? Is there another fight?
No.
That would be the great. That would be the great hunt.
You see, like, a couple of kids start to, like, excitedly run off, and then they stop, and one of them looks at you and goes, "Can we go without Orvar?"
As much as I know, Orvar would have wanted to do this. I'm not sure that he will. But as for you, you will go, and you will carry his spirit with you.
Yes, Elder. You see one of them, like, break off ostensibly to go get Eldred. But then, yeah, I'd say, like, a good, like, 50, 60... Because there's several hundred champions.
Yeah.
A good 50, 60 go, like, toward the meeting place.
Frost Render will not accept it. But it is all I have presently.
Then it seems we need to make him understand it.
Oh. And then Ice immediately looks at you like, oh shit, I spoke out of turn.
He makes the face of, fuck, sorry boss, and it's just like waved off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you're fine, that's a valid question.
Do we have a say in the matter?
Do you have a say in the Tors attempting to go to war with Frost Giants?
Aye.
Unless you offer us your steel, I say very little.
Well,
I mean, the Forgotten One was pretty keen on recruiting folks other than the dwarves. The Adwaron.
if there is something going on that's bad enough that you're going to war, I think the others should know.
Forgotten One? Who is this?
Lash. Well, Lash, we discussed this. Lash knows what that is.
Yeah.
Lash, like, just narrows her eyes, because she's never heard of a Forgotten One doing that.
For the record, I see a lot of people picking it up. It's not Forgotten One. It's just Forgotten.
Forgotten. Lash is just like, one of those things talked?
The Forgotten. You know, the one of us, but they look like they're all made of stone. The guards have been fawning all over them since they got here.
Apparently, no one tells Oreg anything anymore. What are you two on about?
There is a being composed of the earth itself that came bearing warning.
Dawn looks at Ice.
I think Ice like nods and goes off to find them.
What I'm saying is, if it's bad enough that you're going to war, you've got allies here.
And then some.
We're a practiced hand at dealing with giants. Well, maybe not me personally, but the odds were on.
The finest army in all the hills.
Then you... He, like, points at Firga. You talked to this Forgotten, yes?
Aye.
I'm sorry, you did what?
Believe me, it wasn't my idea.
Well,
Then you...
we knew you were going to win everything here at the Moot, Firga, but that's just ridiculous.
Just Drika like passes your wineskin back. Sorry.
I thought you were saying to throw it.
I would never
looking
say
at
such a thing.
And she
Oreg.
looks at Oreg.
What did you do? Nothing. I just, asked him. Oreg, what did you do?
Forget about it.
I most certainly will not. You're going to win. You're going to win the Ring of Valor and everything else besides. All our hopes rest with you.
She turns back and glares at her brother.
But no pressure.
Driga, I think we have bigger concerns at the moment with the giants and all. Bigger concerns than Firga going up a cast that she deserves.
And she just starts lightning into him in Dwarvish. Who speaks Dwarvish other than Firga? If none of you speak
I don't.
Dwarvish, then you just hear Firga just start tirading into this poor man.
Lash
Look.
just confused.
Look, we do have much bigger concerns right now than who's going to win the Ring of Valor. That was way off.
Hey, it's not even a contest, it's going to be you.
The point being, what are we going to do about just gestures widely at everything?
Go and see the conductor. I'm not finished with you, Oreg.
Oreg shuts up.
This poor bastard.
So, Firga, they're effectively out of this scene if you want to be the token dwarf for the conversation.
Firga just gives him a look like, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Oreg is sinking further and further into his own helmet.
Yeah. Right.
You shall join us. If we can find if Shaking Ice can find this Forgotten, they shall also join us.
So,
Right.
slight problem. There's currently a hunt going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Great Hunt is happening, and
On the plus side, you know where the conductor guard probably is.
oh, he's probably emceeing the Great Hunt right now. We'll have to wait till he's got a moment.
And what if an attack occurs during that they are unprepared for?
Unprepared for an attack, Firga? Like, that is an ignorant statement. Like, you've seen the defenses, you've checked them.
Yeah. She just kind of like chuckles like you said something funny.
You laugh.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
They wield the wind.
Either way, there isn't much point in standing around here. Let's go.
I agree.
Should I go inform the high houses?
Looks at the
She's
others.
talking, Dawn.
This is
She's
a
more-
good question. We've encountered orcs before, yeah? Does Dawn particularly know what Lash is?
Do you know what Lash is? Yes.
Also,
Caution.
heck you kit for that foreshadowing.
What?
Also, heck you kit for that foreshadowing.
What foreshadowing?
The end of the last episode.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you know what Lash is? Yes. I think the word would be caution. You're less familiar with what an orc is, and you're much more familiar with what an orc does. Because the 10 towns don't like orcs very much.
Right. So I think his response is like, finally fully registering Lash. Your people make war best, yes.
Would that be like kind of an insult, or
No,
is that
not
kind
at
of
all. It's a point of pride.
Lash nods. Indeed, Dark Driver does it best. Or would that be also a bit more proud, or is that too? Yeah.
As proud as you want to be, Paladin.
Dark Driver drives back the dark. We do it what we do. That's what we do best.
Well, it's plenty dark out right now, thanks to you-know-who.
And if they will offer, then if you and your people shall offer us their steel, then yes.
So, Lash, funny thing.
Yeah.
Technically, you cannot speak for House Dimwatcher.
Yeah.
However,
Lash.
it is also extremely orcish to do a thing and then report.
I cannot speak for the entirety of my house, but I can speak for myself. I will assist in whichever way I can, and she thumps her chest again. I'll go report.
I am grateful. Let us move. And he looked to the three behind him.
They
Fuck.
are currently fighting over what appears to be a completely ordinary piece of snow.
I think it's like in Draconic. It is snow. Cease.
So I think everyone
Riddick
here.
is gonna raise the brow to that.
Yeah, literally, all of you hear the Tor speaking Draconic.
And I can actually understand it.
Flash kind of blue screens for a second, like, what the fuck was that?
I think the kobold currently holding the snow, like, starts and throws it straight up, and they all turn and face you with the little, like, angelic, like, hands folded, like, we didn't do anything, and then the snow hits one of them in the face and explodes.
Lol.
So,
Okay.
that happens.
I love my weird scaly son.
I think I can't decide if like Lash kind of snorts a bit, like fucking kobolds.
Alright, are those what I think they are?
Alright.
They are under my guards.
That goes a long way to making me feel better.
We lost many hands when we were raided. I am rebuilding any way I can.
Alright, just be careful they don't make off with the supplies.
You say that, and all three of them go,
Supplies? Where?
I will clobber you.
Lash was like going for the whip, and then she just hears like, is that in Draconic again, or is that in Common?
is that directed at Firga or the kobolds?
The kobolds.
It's like, I will cover you. They freeze, and then in unison, I didn't do it! And they try to go behind one another, but they keep shoving one forward.
You will get your share when you earn it.
Has Lash ever seen kobolds fucking obey someone?
No. Well, yes, a dragon.
Breaking
is
Dawn,
going to
admittedly
keep
not a dragon.
Lash is gonna keep note of this because I think this might be good for weight.
At
Like,
this-
holy shit.
What precisely are we? And another thing, Oreg!
We're going to go badger the Condatrigar.
Right. Let us make this quick. You three follow close. If I see you steal, I will make you eat dirt.
They go, dirt? Like starry-eyed. And then immediately try to take things from each other.
He grabs his mace. I call this dirt.
Okay, can you make a dexterity saving
Range
throw,
name
please,
for it?
Breaking Dawn?
Oh no.
Oh god, this is great.
Okay, so the good news is you pull it back quick enough, but you like hold the mace out. This is dirt. All three of them try to bite it.
Lash is like chuckling, like she's trying not to laugh. This is serious, but then there are these goddamn kobolds that are listening to this tour.
I love my sons, but they're so stupid.
They're kobolds!
They
What do
really
you
are.
want?
Hey, they're not just any kobolds, they are human.
Collectively, they are human, yes.
For human.
I think it's like deep breath. Put it back. Do not steal. Do not talk out of line. Do not act out of line. And you shall be fed after my meeting with this. And he looks at Fear.
Where's the line? Where's the line? Do we have to get in behind you?
Me first! And they start fighting each other again.
You will all get the same amount. There is no first, there is no last. You will act correctly or you will get nothing.
Make an intimidation check.
Something, something, what's a nothing, can I eat it?
That's exactly what's going to happen if he fails this check. Okay, so I think they don't fully understand what you mean, but they stop fighting and, like, line up like Huey, Dewey, and Louie and salute.
Good. Let us go.
Alright, he's this way.
As like they're leaving Lash to Runyak, I'll talk to you later. I'll bring you that potion if it's ready.
He just nods.
You're not going with them, Lash?
I thought Lash was going to talk to the other orcs.
And I told you it's very orcish to do thing and then report.
Fair enough. Then she's gonna do thing. Actually, mind that. Just follows in stride.
Firga, what are you
She's
doing
kinda
about...
watching kobold.
Firga, what are you doing about the twins?
Are you two coming or not?
I think... I think you turn around and Driga's got like her fist on her hips and she's like right up in Oreg's face and she's got her back to you. And Oreg says, "Hey, we're on our way." And he like tries to walk around her and she's like huffs and just starts like badgering him as they walk.
Another I'm so sorry face.
I think just before they leave, Runyak will turn back to the kids. You can do as you wish. Just don't do anything reckless, or you will feel my scorn.
Yes, Aldo.
What's a scorn? Can I eat it?
Ah. I must you hurt me in this way.
So you guys make your way to like the gathering area, and I think you get there right when the hunters are dismissed. So yeah, you find like the Kandathragar and the like color guard and stuff like on the stage. He doesn't see you at first, and like as the last of the hunters gets out of earshot, he goes, "Right, time for ale," and then he sees you and he goes, "Oh."
Oh.
Oh.
Out of character, sorry to kill the party, but we got shit to discuss.
Breaking Dawn isn't sorry.
Nor is Lash.
Hey, there seems to be a bit of a to-do. Champion, explain yourself!
Right, sorry to bother you, Kangatrigar. Oh, good lord, I'm already blanking.
Are those kobolds?
They are under my guise.
And ye are...
We have talked. I am Chief Breaking Dawn of Hallowstone.
Right, I appreciate the introduction. In regard to us talking, do you have any idea how little that narrows things down?
Oh my god, fine. I am the one that told you of the giants.
No. That would be the Forgotten.
Apparently
And then
you-
he realizes the color guard is standing right there, and also Oregon 3 again. He goes,
Fuck! So,
For what it's
you're
worth,
going
do
to
we-
forget what I just said. Hey, what can I do for you?
Dawn smile.gif. Why did we come here?
Something something find the forgotten, something something
Right.
for the giants.
We are looking for the Forgotten.
Oh, you mean the thing that I just said that I wasn't going to... Bucker. Right, why?
They have information I require.
Well, that makes two of us. Funnily enough, I'm also looking for the Forgotten. Champion, you wouldn't happen to know where it was, would you?
Where was the last place I saw the forgotten?
Outside.
but also that would be
Right.
admitting that you've had contact with it.
Right.
Didn't he know about that though? Didn't
No,
like
he did not.
No.
That was all Dwok.
Yeah.
didn't Dwok say I
Yeah,
want to
Dwok. That's why he's accusing Firga, because Dwok said I wanted to talk to Firga.
Honestly, sir, I don't know. There was a kerfuffle with the orcs and the Umaron, and I don't know where they've gone off to.
Oh, something cover. That would be why you're here, Elder, then. Alright, well, let's settle that business first.
That business can wait.
You're not here about that also, are ye?
Aye.
Oh, poor amor dear. Alright, right. So, we're currently standing outside in the snow, on a stage, for a bunch of people who are currently getting their weapons bloody. How's about, those of us with, standing, retire somewhere warm to discuss things away from prying ears?
Firga just
My throat
nods
is
like,
going to be
yes, sir.
raw tomorrow. Holy shit.
If we must, then let us move quickly.
Right, so, who precisely is involved in this, kerfuffle?
Of the group of you, like who like points to themselves.
Do
I don't know if Lash is technically involved yet.
to, to
Are
you
clarify.
by
Are
talking
you
about the
curious about the giants?
Yes,
Then you are involved.
because bullshit.
Oh,
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if you meant the kerfuffle with the giants or the kerfuffle with the humans and the orcs.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Runyak said that can wait, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Lash like thunks her chest like she's involved.
I think Dawn does the Tor like hand gesture.
Runyak, you do it. No, but actually does Firga do it.
Furga's like standing at attention, like, yep, I'm involved.
Okay, so Counselor Bushybrow glares at Firga like, really? And he sighs. Right.
She kind of like shrugs helplessly and then goes back to attention.
The four of you, with me, if you please. I have a place near here.
And we crossfade you guys all in the Kendatragar's office. Minus Origadriga and the color guard. It's just the five of you, counting the counselor.
Might I offer ye emissaries a drink and remind one of you that you're on duty?
Furga was gonna abstain anyway.
Lash doesn't accept. She just kind of shakes her head. This is serious shit. She isn't gonna drink right now.
Dawn, Runyak.
Fuck it, I'll take a drink.
Okay, Runyak. Dawn, taking a drink.
I think his response is more, it is too bitter for my taste.
Very well. At least one of you has taste.
It goes over and he gets this like crystal decanter, pours this big silver goblet of like, dwarven fire water, holds it out to Runyak.
Squints.
I'll take it.
Right, so, barring any further interruptions, what's this about giants and our kerfuffle and whatever else?
Well, it's quite simple. The giants are returning.
I have proposed the Tors go to war.
You've been I see. So this is a formal request that Gauntlgraham assist you in your military engagement. I see. That changes a bit.
First is the issue of getting our hands on proof,
Aye, that would be the issue for Gauntlgraham as well.
which is why I need the Forgotten.
Right, I haven't got a clue where they are. Likewise, I haven't got a clue how they got here. To be honest with you, I've never seen a Forgotten that can talk. So, I'm as surprised as you are about that. Circling back, Runyak. Hey, you want to start from the beginning?
When I was chosen to lead our expedition down from the glacier,
And we're grateful to have you.
my king, Yarund Elkart, imposed upon me a slab of ice, within it a giant's footprint.
Well, bring it here, and I'll be happy to verify its reality.
The issue is that it is up in the glacier.
That would be an issue, aye.
In addition, there have been rumors, though at this point they're starting to seem true, that the Icewind Dale yet sings again.
Nice. I'm sorry, Aldar. I'm getting on in years. Like to spend my time in the quiet of the hold. What in blazes did you just say?
Ariel
Agreed.
the Frost Maiden is returning.
Or the...
If I'm allowed to ask, who is that?
A very big problem.
The goddess.
To some, aye.
Lash just makes this noise of like, ugh.
So, if Oral the Frost Maiden had returned, there would be a longer winter.
He looks out the window.
Spring failing to arrive, longer nights. I can see why you think so, but if the Frost Maiden had returned, that would mean she fell from grace, which in turn would mean that, a divine entity falling from the sky would be rather visible, and I've heard no such reports.
Sprouting Earth spoke of a meteor.
And who precisely is sprouting Earth?
He is another Tor. A
Well, I
chieftain-
didn't assume he was an awakened shrub.
Is he credible?
He's a he,
Right, is he credible?
he's another like quote unquote prince. Yeah.
No.
No.
He's like... He got his name a couple of winters ago at most. For some
Yes.
reason, Second Torch respects him. You don't know why. You're not super good friends with him.
He is hardly grown, but Second Torch holds faith in him, and I shall hold faith in my fellow chieftains.
Right, so, in order, you have a frost giant footprint that you neglected to bring with you, and you have a child, barely grown into his beard, who says he saw a meteor. I think we're a bit premature on the doom and gloom.
Do you suppose any of the scholars have noted any meteors in their star charts lately?
Early on the doom and gloom. Early on the doom and gloom. I shall accept your criticism when you watch your kin fly through the air into the sea by a frost giant's blade.
Now,
Dang!
Chieftain, I don't mean any offense. It's just... Well, listen. We're here to celebrate. Celebrate Gontogrim's victory and our bonds of friendship. I want to help you. I do. But I'm not the Thane. And if I go to the Thane, the first thing he's going to say is, Kandatargar, where is your proof? And you don't have anything for me.
Then I shall bring you a giant's head.
That would suffice. Aye, that would certainly suffice. How do you propose to do that?
He looks to Ferga like, you said the Forgotten was gathering people. I shall join them.
If this was an anime, visible bead of sweat, like... The Forgotten seemed pretty intent on recruiting groups, recruiting from all the groups here.
Oh, great, you heard that. I don't suppose this, construct has spoken to any of you directly.
Construct. You speak
Hey,
so
it's a walking statue. It's a bloody construct.
You speak so lowly of walking earth, as though you do not respect the mother.
I respect the father. Moradin.
Better than respect to who?
The mother, and he like clamps his foot on the ground. The earth.
Of the two of us, chieftain, my people make their homes in the bosom of your Mother Earth. You live on a glacier. Of the two of us, I'd say we respect it more.
This man is about to get fucking thrown.
You have questioned my religion. Square the fuck up. No. If I'm not playing it very well, Breaking Dawn is not having this man's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But he's also not having your shit, and he's a graybeard, so you know, dwarves are stubborn AF.
Stubborn Tor, stubborn dwarf.
This forgotten, it has spoken to me.
Whatever it said, Contal Grim would like to make reparations for any undue discomfort, Elder.
I do not disagree that a larger force would be more effective. However, with the way it spoke, we do not have the time to gather that large of
We
an
don't
army.
know who sent it. We don't know what it wants. You'll forgive me, but Forgotten, they don't often have our best interest in mind. In fact, when we encounter them, they're usually a bit mute and focused more on dismemberment.
And yet
Tunnel
this
guards.
one shows up to this moot and brings warnings of an apocalypse.
So you can understand why I'm skeptical.
An
Aye.
envoy of the earth brings you news, and you question it.
If I believed wholesale every person who brought me dire warnings, the Thane would never get a wink of sleep.
With the evidence of Ariel's return,
You have presented no such evidence.
he points out the window. It should be spring.
All right, aye, it should be spring. All right, yes, the seasons are a bit late. I will grant you that, chieftain. However, that does not automatically assume Auril the Bloody Frost Maiden has returned.
You go to
Are you-
reply. You go to reply, and there's frantic pounding on the door. And the conductor sighs and puts a hand to his forehead.
I'm just trying to have a moment. I haven't sat down since we brought the new champion. Would you mind to get the door, please?
If yeah, she'll snap to and get the door.
Yeah, you get the door, and a fucking scout dwarf comes in, covered in snow, panting. It's not the same guy that it was before, but it's eerily similar to the way that he came in. And the conductor guard looks up, what now? And he says,
Yes, Scout. Report. What do you have?
and the scout just goes, "Dragon!" And that's the last shot of the episode. So I cliffhangered that fucking dragon twice.
I see how it is.
I cliffhangered that damn dragon two sessions in a row.
Come on, we also
Yeah.
I am a bastard.
To be fair, I think we saw this one
Yes,
coming.
you are.
Oh yeah, no, this one we could see coming. The other one,
Yeah.
So let's do some shout outs, shall we? Birchmila, give us a shout out.
Hi, I'm Birchmila, aka Gracie. I do art and things for Kids Channel, and I also love tabletops. So if you like either of those things, give me a poke.
Did you have fun tonight, Gracie Pants?
Yes.
Good. Cookie!
Hi, I'm Cookie, also known as the Extinct Bacon on just about every other kind of platform. I am a lurker and regular here in Kit's channel. Love all things tabletop. If you have any questions, any needs, or just want to talk to you, I'm always in DMs.
Hope you had fun tonight, Cookie.
I had a good time.
Good. Gamzee, give us a shout out, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm Guy Gamsey, the Bard in training, gaining a little more experience with every single show. I do so hope you enjoyed this episode of Voices of the Mountain as much as I have. I love playing Dawn. I love my scaly sons. If ever I'm needed, you can always find me in the Discord, in DMs, or on Twitter at the Homestead Comey. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your night.
Zibs, finish us out, please.
Hi there. My name is Sibs143. I am, not in this order, an artist, a stagehand, and a moderator for Kids Discord and Twitch chat. However, to everyone else, I am the Technicolor Disaster. You can find me lurking both in Twitch chat or in Kit's Discord, or if you want to talk a little more privately, you can always shoot me a DM and we can talk there.
Well done. You're getting better at that. For my part,
I'm
as my
trying.
voice is giving out, I am the sharp-eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is the channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I stream every single day that my health permits me to do so, and we're rolling with advantage in 2021 and beyond, which is 2 chances to catch a given stream. I'll be back on Saturday with more Yakuza 3 in the afternoon, and I'm not sure what we have planned on Saturday evening, but we'll find out, and when I know something, you'll know something. For now, I'm going to get out of here, but when I do, I'll be hosting someone. It's someone who I like, someone who I hope that you all will like, and can spread some of the love that was felt here today over on their channel. And check back here, because I'm always hosting someone, and you might find your new favorite streamer that way. For now, as ever, time to close the book on today, and leave you with these parting words. From myself and my keepers, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers. Whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time as we listen once more to the voices of the mountain with a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.